just waiting for a train.
Di- Dimmer setting.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Luck Mary Kill. I am Witchy Mitchy, the imperceivable blurry cryptid of this channel. And with me today is the Kill Squad. Kill Squad, can I get a silly sound off?
Pickle! Dill
Ooh.
pickle! Dill pickle!
I'm
Potato.
on the
Yes.
spot. I can't think.
Yeah.
Watermelon.
I don't know what dilly means.
This is such a clusterfuck.
Dilly Dally?
Fair pattern.
Do
And
Dillions?
I think we handled. Sorry for getting a late start. That was my fault. I have to eat. So I think I did most of our announcements last week. We have a Patreon. We have a YouTube channel. You can go there and catch up. Everything should be there for our adventures through steampunk. What should be a horrific time. And so, without further ado, let's just crack into tonight's Luck, Mary Kill. So, last we left off, the members of the party had just been in a horrific train wreck. It had gone literally sideways, almost end over end, plummeting into what appeared to be an open field on the other side of a mountain. They had faced off with unknown hooded figures. And they had come out the other side, Patches barely making it out alive. However, with some quick healing, the party was able to take a long rest and relatively, except for one member taking a level of exhaustion from sheer terror, come out pretty okay and ready for the road forward. Now, at the end of this long rest, I would like for Velvet to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Con is 8.
So with an 8, okay, there were levels to this. It's not perceivable to anyone else. And you didn't take any damage. However, you feel something you have never felt before. The sides of your mouth, usually so small, in terms of just letting out the proboscis so that you can eat or so that you can speak, begin to expand to either side of your head. And what would be a normal humanoid mouth for anyone else is about the width that yours stops at. Not that anyone can actually see it past all of the fuzzy bug stuff on your face.
Mhm.
but it's there. Your mouth is now the same approximate size and shape as Cordelia's, as Morphie's, as Patches. It's relative to your size, about the same under everything. So,
Gotcha.
that being said, what would the party like to do now?
I would like to start looking through like the package left over in the area.
Smart idea.
Um, did any of you have like a really crazy dream last night?
What a, can't say
I mean, I had one where I was on a train that derailed.
I think we all share of that dream.
I
Okay,
mean,
I just
considering I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
sleep, I'm gonna say no.
I had a interesting last 5 minutes where my mouth widened for no reason I can tell of.
Hey, what?
Yeah, let's focus on that mouth thing. What?
I wish I could tell you.
What do you mean?
Um,
Mouth thing.
My typically smaller than a average humanoid mouth proceeded to widen
Uh-huh.
to about the size of what y'all's mouths look like.
Has that ever happened before?
No, it has not. But
Was it a dream?
no, I don't typically go to sleep. I typically meditate for a few hours.
All right, open up.
Oh God!
Well, here we go.
do you think it's some sort of evolution of some
What?
kind? Trauma triggered transformation.
Well, I have a question. Um, I introduced myself yesterday and like told you guys some things about myself, and now we know that Velvet's got a weird mouth. Patches has a weird arm. You have no memory. You think the world is fake, and you're pretty cool. Um,
Oh, thanks.
so like, do we want to like take some time, get to know each other at all, and like get into the mouth thing while we're going at that, or do we just want to like full steam ahead? I shouldn't have said that.
Out of
Timing.
context, mentioning its mouth thing is really awkward. Just gotta put that out there.
Well, I was
Yeah.
saying full steam ahead, but that guy's dead because you were full steam ahead.
It was not our fault. Someone decided to start stabbing people. So don't go getting survivor's remorse on me. Survivor's guilt,
Oh, I
whatever
don't feel
you
bad
call
for
it.
living. Oh
Yeah,
no.
now that you mention, I also don't remember
But you're
taking
blaming
any,
us.
I don't remember taking any damage in that fight either, so I'm not sure what this could be. But regardless, I agree. We should.
Look at me. I didn't take no damage during the fight.
Well, I ate a
I
rat.
didn't
So
either.
I'm just gonna start walking around and opening up luggage.
Oh, okay. No talking. All right.
What
Well,
about your
I
dream
mean,
there,
yeah,
Onyxia?
I'm sure we can talk en route to our destination.
Yeah, we should do that. We should talk on our
Yeah.
walk.
The tracks. Well, Cordelia's got a good idea here about checking out
Yeah,
luggage.
Cordelia, why don't we look around
If
and
anybody wants
see-
to help Cordelia check the luggage, Cordelia,
I
you
will
can roll
help.
an investigation check with advantage.
Okie dokie.
Gotta find my tarot deck.
Does any of the luggage look suspiciously like mechanical?
Ooh. 19.
With a 19, You do find one that has a rather mechanical looking lock on the outside. You're not quite sure what might be in it.
Anybody got any thieves' tools?
That was one of my hobbies when I got bored. I could open that for you.
Please do.
Your
Alright.
hobby was picking locks.
Roll that lock picking check with proficiency. Pick that lock. Pick that lock.
Yeah,
Sorry, what was that?
13.
13. 13. It wasn't particularly difficult. It pops open. Inside of the suitcase is one potion of healing, a whip, and a negligee.
I take the negligee. You guys can have the rest.
I'll take that whip.
I bet you will, you little freak.
If I
We could put the potion of healing in the bag.
Yeah, why don't we?
Let's put it along with the others. I'm not mistaken, the owner of this place had planned a very interesting adventure for themselves.
I'm gonna hand the potion of healing to Alexia to put in the bag.
Put it in the bag.
Excuse
So,
me.
once you take the negligee out, and the whip out, and the potion of healing out, there is also a set of fuzzy handcuffs.
I will also take those.
And
I just
you
shove
What are
it
these
in my
all
bag
for?
and then I walk off. Don't worry about it.
calling her the freak. What interesting company I found myself in.
No.
Look, you never know when you might need it, all right? I mean, these things can really hold people.
Hey,
Are you ready to take people
Yeah.
hostage? Because I am.
Yeah, to be fair,
Hostage.
we are
Yeah.
technically bringing back somebody who may not want to become willingly.
Exactly.
They can
Nor do I think they want to
while
give
they're
her up
in
very
life.
easily either.
I'm sure.
Hey.
I'm sure our employer wouldn't want her damaged while she's handcuffed.
Well, we were told she can't be.
I don't know.
To be 100%, you were told that she can't be dead.
No. No. Okay.
Look like we've picked this place clean of anything that remained. Uh, say we should start our journey towards town.
I agree.
Follow
Yeah.
the tracks. We got a path in front of us.
We should follow. We should follow the tracks. Yeah.
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 So, do any of you want to have a look forward, backward to see where you came from, where you're going on these tracks?
Yeah, I'll take a look
yeah.
to see which way the train was pointing.
So, to see which way the train was pointing, it was pointing west, and you can tell that it's west because the sun is about set after it's setting at the end of this 8 hours. You came in about 3 in the morning, and now it's already about. I guess it wouldn't be completely setting. It's afternoon, but it's headed that way, um, and it's easy to feel like it's setting because you are in a valley. There are mountains on one side, mountains on the other, and clearing and forest on either side in between.
Gotcha.
You can make out the outlines of the not the palm trees, sorry, the pine trees uh, in the distance as in the westward direction as you look forward. It is beautiful. It is rolling. These mountains are a bit worn by time. They're not the highest peaks in the world. They're just relatively very large hills. Um, and
Um,
would any of you be familiar with basically just a map of the country, having grown up in and around areas like this?
I'm trying to picture exactly where we are.
I wouldn't say so. No, not me at least.
I mean, did Nonixia grow up in the mountains?
hmm
So there
Grew
you
up in the
go.
mountains.
Did
I
you ever
probably,
did you ever see a map?
I would now. I don't think it would have been an updated map. I think it would probably been a little bit dated.
Okay.
But I do think there would be some sort of map, just because our familial sojourn, all the family coming back and be like, yeah, I went over here, I went over there.
Okay.
You
You
think Chime
would
would
And I've
have
probably seen some maps, but I mostly have looked not so much at far inland as this.
Okay. So Onyxia, give me a history check.
Yeah, I do that for you.
Could Chime have a map somewhere with a bunch of red yarn all over it?
18.
I was wondering if Chime might know where we are just because his family might have traveled around doing clock stuff, but
So with an 18, Onyxia would recognize the mountains from descriptions in stories as the Apagania Mountains. And probably kind of guesstimate that you're near-ish the Tuscachaux State Forest. It's largely pine and a bit of spruce from what you've been told. The state that you are in would be Sylvanislan, with a little umlaut double dot over the A. It's the state with the highest wood elf population.
Wait, can you
There's
spell that for me?
Sylvanislan. So Sylvan,
Yeah.
Sylvan, USLA with the two dots over it, N.
You
What just
never.
I just saw balloons go in front of my face. I think something happened on Discord.
When you make certain hand gestures on Discord, it pops up like that.
Interesting.
What if I do this? Nothing?
For my birthday.
I think this is one.
Bleep that out! Blur that out! This is a children-friendly stream, even though you need to be 18 or older.
Fuck yeah,
to
it
get
is.
on.
Watch
There's
your
gonna
Fuzzy
fucking
handcuffs.
language.
Yeah, watch your dirty mouth out with soap, you dirty animals.
She said the fuck word.
Oh my god.
Why can't I?
I'm a baby. I can't hear these things.
Okay, so you said the weird Tuvanislan? Am I
Sylvanislan.
saying that correctly?
And then the Tuscachaux. I'm doing these all phonetically so I can remember it.
Tuscachaux.
You want to know how I wrote Tuscachaux? Tuskashow.
That's how I pictured you would have spelled it.
Tuscachaux.
And that's the only way. Opagania, that one's.
Apagania is APP.
APP.
H E with it's an accent. GHANIA.
Okay. So what?
yeah, no, I.
Yeah.
Can you break down what each of
Opagania,
those are?
got it.
Okay.
I got it in the notes. You guys don't need to worry about it.
Also, for short, people call them the Yapes, the Apes.
I'm sorry.
The Yapes, the Apes, and the Appies. Either way.
Wait. Which one though? You mentioned three.
People call them all sorts of like They think when somebody says the Apes, it's become such a thing that people will just say Yapes instead of just
Yeah.
Apes. And then there are the people who will go Appies. Because they're talking,
Okay.
it's Apes, but they're saying it Appies.
Like-
Okay,
Appellation. The
I'm a little
appellation.
confuzzled.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a little
As a person who's
confuzzled.
familiar with the actual area that we were talking about, I
Yeah,
understand.
you're in Appalachia.
Yeah, I
Or
got that.
Appalachia.
But like the
Appellation.
Sylvanas and Tuscachaux, what do those have to do with?
Sylvanas Lawn is
Well-
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I have been putting this together.
And Tuscachaux State Forest is the environment isn't the exact same. Obviously, the topographical stuff is not 100% the same. You are in a valley that does not exist. It is named after 2 state forests that do exist.
Mm.
I smushed the
Okay,
names
so-
together.
So they're similar to. You didn't say.
The Pine Barrens of Pennsylvania. And New Jersey.
Okay.
We're still
New
relatively
Jersey.
east as far as.
Yeah, you didn't get very far. You're only about 2. I'd probably say 3-4 hours by train, actually.
In a southwesterly
Okay.
direction.
Yeah, a little bit southwest. Yeah.
All right. So,
Too far away from the city.
You didn't get too many hours outside of the city. No.
Hey. I might pick your brain later because my brain go.
I told you I had 3 pages of notes that I just dumped onto the page today.
No. I'm gonna steal those. Don't worry. Not with spoilers. Don't worry. Just the topographical stuff. All right.
Even the redacted pages with all the black.
Yeah, pretty
With
much.
my handwriting, I'd have to redact like. I'd be
Dear
crossing
God,
out
I have to
all my
write
notes.
everything for her.
Uh,
Did we ever figure out which way we were heading, or because I was not paying attention? I'll be real.
that way. Because that's. Yeah, that way.
We're heading west, I believe.
The way I was pointed to go. That way.
I was just there.
it was the same direction as you were pointed in your dream. Yes.
The
So
Disney point.
Are you getting
Hi.
started on this walk, on this journey?
Okay, everybody, this is how it's gonna happen. My parents and my grandmother always told me we have to have the buddy system. So, you always have to be with your buddy because we do not know what are in these woods. We don't know what's going to happen. So, I will let you all speak amongst yourselves to find your buddy.
Okay, so squishy with a non-squishy is I think is probably the best idea here.
A little offensive to call it squishy, but yes.
Probably.
I could call you something else, but I'm not gonna.
Now, I have a feeling that there's an issue with that because I almost died. You'd probably put me in the squishy category.
Not necessarily. I mean, I did help heal you, so you're at full health, and I
Hey,
think you probably normally take care of
not a
yourself.
Who's not a spellcaster? Maybe we do like spellcaster, non-spellcaster.
I mean, do cantrips count?
No.
I can
Then
cast up to 2 spells.
I mean, that sounds like a squishy and a non-squishy.
I-
How many
Really?
clocks?
Spell casting is just about all I know. I try not to.
Okay, it's either buddies or triples. So we're gonna do it.
Are we not all walking in one group all together?
Okay, Morphier, you want to go to the bathroom? You can't go alone in the woods. You can't.
Says who?
Have you ever been in the woods before?
Yeah, I have, and I'm not gonna have you standing there staring at me while I take shit.
No one said anything about staring at you. That's weird. But we
And
can't
your
go
shot
alone.
just as weird.
I'm sorry. Fine. All right. fine. If you want to get abducted by weird mountain people and we don't look for you because that would then delay us, then have it your way. I'm fine with that.
Everyone else can have a buddy, but y'all just leave me the fuck alone, all right?
We can't. That's impossible. It's going to be 2, 3, and 1. That breaks the whole buddy code.
Are you worried
Just
about the
like triples or
Mothman?
doubles.
We have a
kind of-
Mothman.
Oh gosh, Cordelia, I'll be your buddy.
Okay, Chime. Just
Don't
ignore my
worry,
breathing
I'll look
exercises.
Oh, this is gonna be
My dear
fun.
word.
You need to draw straws or
I-
something.
Yeah, I
I
had taken
must
offense to why
say,
so funny.
I would love nothing more than to be back in our bar, fixing myself a lovely drink. But as that is
Boy, I love
currently
that
not
too.
possible,
So do
and
you guys want
this
to?
buddy system has been settled,
So do you two, since you know each other, do you want to be together, or do you want to like branch off and make new friends?
Yeah, I'll stick with Morpheate.
Okay, Patches, you and me.
Joy of all joys.
Try.
Does anybody else have a pet with them, or is it just me?
Sounds like he's more than your pet.
He's my buddy. I love him.
Sounds like you still have the buddy system. Okay. Since we've got a relative marching order of buddies going out, a party
Nice.
is only as strong as its weakest member. So, Chime, with disadvantage, roll for how your day goes.
yes.
You just want like a D20.
He wants the lowest number of the two.
Yeah, give me a dexterity. You can add the modifier for that. Because you are walking.
With disadvantage.
Sorry, I didn't catch what the number was.
15.
Not bad. Okay, so with a 15,
He's running on pure adrenaline.
you all do not immediately feel any problems with the forest around you as you enter it. It's just the woods for the most part, so far as you can tell.
No, Chime, not Chime. Patches, you're my
Yeah.
buddy. How did you like your stay at the big city?
I was there long enough to wake up, be given a job, and kicked in the pants out.
Oh. So you weren't in the city to begin with?
Really?
Oh. Okay.
I was near-ish, but not in the city. In the city. What about you?
Well, if I'm gonna be honest, I hated it. Way too many people, way too many things. And it was kind of lonely. I didn't really get to do a lot, but maybe when we get back, you and we could, I don't know, how do you say, go out on the town?
Good child.
I'm sorry, did you just ask him out on a date?
No. What? What?
I mean, when I ask someone to go out on the town with me, that's, well, okay. Never mind. I'm just gonna mind my own business now.
I'm not a
No.
child. I'm 25 years old.
I know the best
If
fun
you,
for a couple of drinks.
Just saying.
Never mind. I don't want to go
ever went
anymore.
out on the town with your friends? Have you
I didn't
Yeah,
say you had to
that's-
go with me.
significant other?
I want to go. Well, I want to. Okay.
You two can go on your
No.
date. Don't worry about me.
You know, me and Morpheate did this cool thing where we toss a shaker to each other midway through making a drink.
Most of the
So-
time.
I've had friends who are-
Anyways, what's that bird over there?
Did you just say you've never had a drink? Is that what I heard?
I mean, I've had plenty of drinks, but I've never had like friends to go out with. I mean, just so busy all the time, and then now knowing the wonders of the universe, people just kind of give me weird looks. It's a little, off-putting, I guess.
Wait,
Uh,
so you've
what the-
always had a drink by yourself. You've never had a drink with anyone else. That is the
Well, I have my
saddest
fans.
shit. That is the saddest shit I've ever heard. We gotta fix that.
Don't
Yeah,
talk about
you-
illegal
When
alcohol
this is
now.
over, you can come. Wait, this is perfect. You can all come over to my place, my home. We live in the mountains. It's the base. We go up there. We call it the top of the world. Chime. You can see if whatever you think is real, and then we have like fermented fruit juices that really get you going.
Or when we get back, we
Oh
can
yeah,
walk down
Laura,
the
the
block
only
and
thing
go
that blacked
like
out
that.
the constant screaming in my head. That sounds great.
Constant screaming in your head.
I swear to God,
If the soda
I'll
patrons,
I'll be
See-
nice to you if you have mushrooms.
soda
I-
patrons we get
I
at our
used to
bar
think I was the
fit
weird
right
one.
in.
I'm the weird one back home, but it doesn't seem like I'm the weird one here. And I say that with love.
I mean, that's a fair assumption.
Oh, you guys are so nice.
So
It's weird that you assume it's talking about you. But he probably is.
I never know what he's saying.
who?
The,
Who don't you know?
the little one. The one with the hat. He has a fun hat. That's nice.
Okay.
Who has a hat?
I do.
Oh,
Well, I do too, and I'm only about 5'3", so I mean,
I am much shorter than that, my lad.
Yeah, this is very true.
All right.
You
Who's
always
I'm
got,
s-
might.
who's
I'm
got
tall.
good perception?
I do.
Mhm.
Got proficiency.
Not
in it.
I, said the fly.
I don't. It's not my best.
I do.
My passive investigation is 21. I don't know how that happened. My passive is like
My
perception
intelligence.
is only like 15 though.
I never know how to optimize.
Okay, so Velvet and Cordelia, what are you at with your perception?
We rolling?
I was asking which one of you has higher.
Oh, I've got a +3.
I've got
my
+4.
passive is 13.
And my passive is 14.
So Velvet, if you want to help Cordelia roll, then either you can roll separately or Cordelia can roll with advantage.
I'll help you.
Trying to decide because that was a 9.
Are you gonna roll again, or are you gonna
Advantage.
let Velvet
Roll
roll?
again with advantage.
With his lower.
I'm gonna let Velvet go.
Okay.
You can do it.
He
Proceed.
tends to roll better than me.
That's a 16.
All right.
Oh yeah.
With a 16, you do notice off in the distance 3 black owlbear cubs plop down one right after the other out of a tree, rolling like children's toys on the forest floor. And for a minute, you don't see Mama Owlbear.
No.
You don't
To be honest, I'm
quite
probably a little distracted.
know where she is. But you know she should be there.
Okay, y'all I think we should consider taking a detour because we got 3 owlbear cubs and no mama in sight up ahead.
I'm already walking
Oh.
towards the owlbears.
No, don't do that. No, buddy system. You don't.
Cute. I can't help
Honey,
it. Look at
No,
them. They
don't
just
do
eat
it. Don't do.
us.
No, you're literally gonna get your face ripped off.
But like, my animal handling ain't shabby. I want to go see the babies.
I have no
how about
self-preservation when it comes to cute animals.
how
I'm
about we just
gonna.
don't say that we did? I'm quite certain that their mother is not too far away.
Could I
I'm gonna start looking
possibly-
for the mother.
All
Yeah,
right.
I was about to say,
Roll
could
an
I possibly
investigation.
Yeah, I'm gonna
fly up?
help her look for
All
the
right.
mother
that's
too.
All right. Actually, Chime can roll investigation for this. Chime's got a nice high investigation score.
He can see the signs.
This is how we.
So, you know how I'm exhausted, and that
You
means
rolled
most
with
of the time
disadvantage, yeah.
Cool.
What'd you roll? Sorry, it's
11.
Okay, 11.
Going in and out.
11 is decent enough, especially since Mama starts Jurassic Park shaking the ground between you all and the cubs.
No.
You feel Mama
All right.
before you see Mama.
It's great knowing you. Bye.
I would like to slowly take a ration out of my bag.
Oh my god.
I would like to
No.
fly as far high up in the sky upward as I can.
You do so.
I would
I'll
like
send
to try and recall
Eclipse.
every single nature book I've ever read to know how to deal with the situation.
Are you going to try
I
to
am
feed the
going-
mother?
I'm not going to hand feed her, but I would like to just quietly offer the ration on the ground and show that I mean no
If,
harm.
Where's
if
that
you
whip?
might
Where's that
allow
whip
me,
at?
Oh god. Okay.
I have a whip too, so
May I offer
Alright.
you a bit of assistance with that, Cordelia?
Oh,
So you,
Roll,
do it.
so you may lessen
roll
the chances of
animal
yourself.
handling with advantage.
Never mind.
Well, with Morphe
God.
helping, that's why advantage.
Okay.
okay. Yeah, thank fuck. All right. It's a 19.
With a 19,
Dirty 19.
thump. Thump. Mama passes the ration and walks directly up to your face. The beak is right at your nose. There's a small noise, like somewhere between. It's gotta be just a growl at this point.
I am doing everything I possibly can within myself to not kiss her beak.
There's a little bit of a half roar in your face. And then she turns. Goes back to the ration. Barely picks it up. And just yeets it at her cubs. Who all
Okay.
go diving for it, colliding in a pile of dumbass little shits, none of whom caught it.
It's like a group of ghosts.
How
He can't
adorable.
catch worth shit. Um,
Apparently, that's not unique. I saw that online. It's a husky thing. They just don't catch.
he's such a derp. Anyway, I'm going to quietly like squeal inwardly and feel a little bit of satisfaction, and then just slowly back away because now I know that the mom is there.
Come on back. Come on
Yeah,
back.
Velvet's just watching this all from a bird's eye view.
It takes mom and cubs about 30 minutes to be a safe enough distance away to where you feel like continuing would not be seen as following and threatening. What do you do from there?
That was rather fun.
I am going to take a little notebook out of my pocket and I'm going to write about it quietly.
You did it, Cordelia.
Morphier,
I'm just marking this off the bucket list.
having had this interaction, you feel something, the same something within you that said rise against. Go from a tense growl ready to snap to grumpy grumbles is the best way I can put it.
An upgrade. So I'll take the upgrade. I'm just it's like kind of under my breath, just like, you like that, did you?
Patches, you have survived in some rather distasteful, swampy scenarios, especially in your time in the South. This is just another hike for you. While you've seen stuff like this at a distance, up close it's a little different. Especially when the thing is 3 times the size of the largest party member. And that's about where you were told to never ever approach an owl bear in any situation ever as part of your agent training. So that was fairly everything you were warned against. Onyxia. Roll a constitution check.
Okay, dokie. 15.
With a 15, you feel something within yourself. It's not far off the track. It's not far. You can feel it. Do you follow this feeling?
I have to go to the bathroom.
You need a
Well,
buddy.
Patches, I think that's your.
No, it's fine. I'll go by myself. I will go.
Pat, you made.
You were just bitching about us all going by ourselves. No, you're not.
Okay then. Then let's go.
Patches, are you
Face the
going
other
or am I going to have to go babysit him?
No, I'll face the other direction, but you better talk the entire time.
That's fine.
I'm gonna look at you,
So
but I
big.
need to hear you.
You guys are just very privileged people.
You
Excuse
made
me?
all the fuss about this. What
No,
are you going on?
No, I'm just saying, go somewhere that doesn't have readily accessible bathrooms everywhere. You kind of just get used to going outside.
What does that have to do with anything? I just don't
I
want
don't know.
other people looking at me.
Well, no one said they were going to look at you, Cordelia.
Okay, so why do you have an issue with going by yourself? With
Fine,
not going by yourself?
because everybody's giving me attitude.
We were
Let's go,
razzing on you
Onyxia.
earlier.
All right,
I'm
I
gonna
have
say
to go.
we're probably 2 minutes away from being shot in the head by someone for delaying. So why don't you get to it?
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go. Patches, let's go. I follow it. It's just a few, it's a little bit off the path. See what happens.
Find the right bush yet?
Um, I my ears twitch a little bit, and it's like, do you feel that?
You know what?
That I don't know.
Do I feel anything?
Roll a perception check.
Have I felt this before too? I guess that's another question I want to ask.
I got an 8.
You feel absolutely nothing. Onyxia sounds like an insane person. And have you felt this before? In a way, yes, and in a way, no. The feeling that Onyxia has when a familiar spirit pops up
Okay.
is very close to this. However, this is a pull. And they've never pulled before.
Okay. Patches, can I tell you a secret?
I think I can stop you.
Well, I can either burden you with this information and you will know it, or I can save you from this information and you can live in your oblivion bliss.
Obliviousness?
Yeah, well, oblivious bliss.
Oh. Hit me with it.
Okay, it's really not that crazy. I see dead people. Like, okay.
Ghosts?
Yeah. So
They've been
you
dead for a
remember?
while.
Well, they could be dead for a while. They could be just recently dead. Okay, so really quickly, because the sensation is very interesting, and I really want to follow it. It's kind of exciting, but it's also kind of like, it's like before like something big's about to happen, and you're like been anticipating it, and it's like you're excited, but you're scared. That's what I'm feeling right now in this moment. But basically, my grandma died, and when she died, I kept seeing her. Right? And she's dead. And in a form of what we do, sure. Yeah, we bury our dead.
You have burial rites? Okay.
Don't ask about that. So anyways, normally...
Well, now I'm definitely going to ask about this later.
Well, yeah, and I'll think about what I want to tell you. Because I don't know what we do.
You want to make shit up? It's D&D.
But okay, so normally it's like this passing thing. I have this ability, like when I'm walking by a house, I can kind of tell if there's like a dead person or like mourning, whatever. But it's like normally just like a passing, fleeting moment. This is pulling me in this direction, and the other people, I don't think they like me yet. I'm kind of, well, a lot. And so I'm a little scared of, well, all of them, honestly. I'm actually kind of scared of you, but you're now my buddy, so we basically are best friends until we get to where we need to be. So, yeah. You want to go with me? Well, we'll say turn into a number 2.
Is this more intense than normal, you're saying?
Yes.
Oh. I think we might need the others then.
But, like, do you think Cordelia will get mad at me, though?
Are you done shitting yet?
She's getting mad at you right now.
Okay, but Cordelia's really cool. And, like, I don't know what, like, I don't know. Okay. Okay, can you bring them? I don't know.
It's your story to tell.
I know. Okay, we'll tell them. Fine. Yes. Hey, guys. Can you?
Having a party back there, or
I, I
Everything
need your
all right?
assistance, and it's not for what you think
oh
it is.
god,
It's not.
okay.
It's not for that reason. I
I
promise.
should have bought a flask for fuck's sake. All right.
I have
not really doing it.
prestidigitation. Let's go. Come on.
Okay. All right, guys. All right. Long story short, very long, very short. I see ghosts. Okay, I see dead people. I get feelings sometimes, and I'm getting a really weird feeling right now, and it's taking me in that direction. So that means something of cognizant deceasedness is over there.
So we need to go seek out this undead thing because you feel funny.
Yes, exactly.
So what I'm getting is some crazed person dumped a body in these woods, and you want to go and find it.
Well, maybe we can put the spirit to rest or something, you know? Talk about that all the time.
Is
You
any
know, I
of us
hope that
clergy?
when we get murdered, someone will put us to rest because we're gonna take too long in this shit. It
No,
better be important.
it is. Okay.
All right, I trust
How
It's
you.
how
important.
I
how
can't
much of a
believe I'm
deviation
saying
is
that.
this?
I
How
cannot
much of a
believe I'm saying that,
deviation?
but I trust you. All right, look, just make it quick if you
All
can,
right,
please.
where is this pool leading me?
None of you feel anything like perhaps you are quite completely off course.
Okay. Or the other option is I can go and I can have Eclipse be like my marker so you know where I'm at. So then if anybody dies, it's me. Or we could all go together. I don't know.
Can't you send him ahead and let him scout it out and come back?
You know, I never thought about that like that.
How far away can you get from you?
Um, he can get pretty far. He's
Well,
pretty
there we have
fast.
it.
Like
Then
when
send
he
him out.
flies, he goes fast.
Well, then,
I gotta ask him though.
I mean, consent's important.
Eclipse, you want to go? Do you feel the pull that I feel?
Eclipse pecks you in the side of the head twice.
Yes, he does. He does.
Velvet,
Yeah.
Velvet
Who's
walks
for
off
yes?
by himself. Velvet walks to the right, like about 10 feet by himself, and just starts saying, "You know, madam, I'm so sorry. I don't know what we're doing here, but I'm sure it has something to do with
Uh,
what we're eventually going to be getting your daughter. I
Eclipse
just
pecks you in the side of the head 2 more times.
Is this a yes or a no? Eclipse, do we go or do we not go?
how long have you known this bird? Don't y'all have established signals that signify?
Eclipse literally tries to jerk his head in the direction for you to go.
You
That
little
bitch
rat
throw you right under the
bastard!
bus.
Yeah, you
She
little
wants you
bird.
to die.
Well, if I die, you die. You know that, right?
I never
So let's
said
go.
any different. I'm just saying.
Well,
And
The bird doesn't like you.
when you said let's go, Eclipse actually nuzzled the side of your head like a cat.
whoa, whoa! He only did this to my grandma. Okay, let's go. Okay, I feel better, guys. If Eclipse says it's cool, it's gonna be cool. I say something is amiss here, and we gotta go look. We'll be quick. Well, we can't go follow the railroad because what if those people come back and try and kill us? So it's kind of smart to take coverage in the trees and stuff. I don't know.
I'm gonna take out my longbow and draw an arrow, like have an arrow knocked and ready to go as we.
We already
That's
said
fine.
we'll go with you. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. Okay, we're going. We're going. I lead on. The carrot.
So what usually happens when you have these kind of situations in Exia?
Like, what do you like? The pulling sensation or like the ghosty sensation?
Oh, you get pulled, you find the ghost. What usually happens at that point?
That's never happened before.
Oh, wonderful.
That's why I'm saying it's weird. And here in the middle of nowhere, like, come on. All right.
Let's get to it. Either we're gonna die from some strange creature in the woods, or we're gonna die from a bullet to the brain. It's a fairly active forest, I must say.
So
Feels like calm.
you walk forward into what looks like a clearing. Roll a perception check for me.
Perception check. All right.
And Onyxia,
Perception.
I assume you're leading the way since it's your feeling.
Absolutely, I'm leading the way. Perception is a +4. An 8.
Your toe finds no purchase at one point. There's a little bit of a dip in part of this clearing. And the dirt's slightly different color. But you don't notice anything quite beyond that. There's just kind of a big dirt spot. And everything goes silent. And the sounds just kind of fall away.
For just me or for everybody?
For everyone in this clearing.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
The fuck does this mean?
Is anybody else hear that?
The woods ain't woodsin'? Yeah.
You
Does it look
mean
like a
not
grave?
hearing that? Because I certainly do not hear any animals.
Yes, that exactly.
That's a sign of death.
I can't say that I have much
My
experience.
death? Or.
This seems
Is this a? Do you think this is a dead? Do you think somebody's buried here? It's different color.
I think most places there are dead bodies.
Onyxia, you hear in your mind a giggle.
That's honestly, of all the things my brain thought of, I did not think of a giggle.
Or maybe more like a little bit of a yelping, but somewhere between a laugh and a little fox-like noise.
Fox-like noise.
But it's deeper than you're used to hearing from other fox heads.
Guys, there's a laughter in my head. And this, okay, it's gonna sound crazy because we have Chime over here who hears voices constantly.
It's awfully judgmental of you. But go on.
No, I don't do
It's all right,
well.
time. And then I pat him on the
No,
head.
I like Chime. I'm just saying, I don't hear voices normally in my head.
Little
And now you hear laughter.
Little kid.
What is it saying?
It, little kit. Who's little kit?
It's calling you little.
I'm 6'4". I'm not little.
That's why
Seems
it's
to
funny.
have a sense of humor.
Are you
Uh,
not? And you see in front of you. Actually, the rest of you roll a perception check.
I'm nervous.
15.
Natural 20.
That's a dirty 7.
As opposed to a clean one.
12.
A clean one would have been a 3.
So, Velvet, you almost see the air in front of Onyxia change. As though it's moving around something that isn't there. It seems like the wind is avoiding it. It seems like any falling leaves are avoiding it. You can't quite make out a shape, but you know that something extremely large, something that would have dwarfed the owl bear, is in front of Onyxia. Onyxia, what you see, dimly illuminated in front of you, is the form of a giant fox. Forehead dipped to be level with yours, eyes locked on where you stand.
Are you alright? You look as if you've seen a ghost.
I guess it's a
You
good
know-
thing he went shit earlier. 'Cause he
Y'all,
would
I
now
hate
if he
to say this-
hadn't.
I hate to say this, but there's something there.
You see it as well?
I'm not seeing quite. I don't think I'm quite seeing what Anixia here's seeing, but I'm sensing something.
Do you guys have like your own form of gods and deities and ancestors? Because I'm like seeing one of mine.
Did you have some of those mushrooms we talked about earlier? Because if you have any, you're supposed to share.
No. I'm gonna turn to the giant fox and go, "Hi."
What do you feel, little kid?
Um, I'm having a lot of emotions right now. I'm like kind of scared, but I'm kind of excited. Um, and I kind of want to cry, but I kind of want to throw up a little bit too.
Do we hear Onyxia talking out loud?
Are you talking out loud or are you thinking this?
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. I'm saying this out
I
loud.
have a question. Are there like are there maybe like leaves or and like debris on the ground perhaps?
Roll an investigation check.
Flat 16.
The DC wasn't very high. What Onyxia missed perceiving, walking up as distracted, there's a giant paw print on the ground.
I would like to scoop up some
Um,
dirt
paw print.
from the
Can
ground and
I-
throw it in that
That's
direction and
exactly
see
what I
what
was about to
happens.
do. Like I was gonna use vegetation to make the wind puff up around there and try and
Yeah. If I had thaumaturgy, I'd do it.
tussle the dirt and stuff.
The dirt does form around. I would say the legs and maybe washing around the nose of what appears to be a giant fox.
Oh, holy fucking shit.
Oh, there's something there blocking the debris. That
Yeah,
takes
so
two
I
large
told-
steps forward.
I
What
told
is
you.
Hey, we followed you, all right? Calm down.
What
sorry.
do you feel, little kid?
Excited?
Your grandmother was here before.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What?
What do you feel when you think of your grandmother?
When well, two things. I feel warm and cozy and safe and protected. But two, the magic kind of like bubbles up inside of me a little bit, and it's like kind of like when you're boiling water and it's all bubbling. That's what my insides feel like when I think of her sometimes.
What do you think about? What do you feel when you remember what they did to her?
And at that point, I think that going into that subject, Onyxia is gonna like switch into the mental um channel that's forming there. And said, well, thanks. But well, it's kind of what I've been training for to find them and well to get payback.
Is that a hint of rage?
Yes.
Rage
Yeah.
Rage is good. Rage accomplishes much.
Are you telling
will get you far. Hunt them down.
Yeah.
Hunt
Okay.
them down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hunt
Yeah. I'm gonna do that.
them down.
Yeah. I'm gonna get hyped up.
And all of the sand, all of the dirt, everything that was flowing through the air is forced
Walking
to the
around trying
ground.
to touch it.
Is forced to the ground. With nothing there. And you hear the forest not only come to life, but start to rage itself.
Happening.
What'd you do?
I don't know, but it was you telling me to rage and to hunt
You
them
raged.
down. Yeah,
Hunt who down?
the people who killed my grandmother.
You say this as if I know this about you.
Okay, my grandmother was murdered in front of me, and I saw it happen. Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
a lot. So the mad for her?
Well, okay. So, low key, I'm kind of out here trying to gain some information about these people, and then that lady that we're working for, you know how she went through everybody go, oh, I can do this for you, and I can get your shit back, and I can give you your memories, and blah blah blah. She told me she can get me information on these people, so that's kind of like, well, I gotta go, So here I am, and now here we are. My grandmother's been here, wild. Literally, I'm learning more in this past 24 hours about her than I have in the 25 years I've been alive, it feels like. Crazy. And then this fox, would cool, giant foxes, cool, idolize them, Told me, get hyped up, get rage, and hunt them down, and I'm all in. I don't know. I'm here for it. Because now the forest is agreeing. All these people, animals, and things are up. And I'm ready.
You hear a crunching.
Oh, and we're gonna fight. We still got that arrow ready.
Crunching.
Oh, I have a sickle.
Hmm.
Crunching of leaves or
I
someone
start
eating?
pulling that arrow back on that crossbow I've been holding.
Leaves, bramble, maybe some higher branches.
Is your spirit taking form?
Well, it had a form and now it doesn't have a form.
Did you choose the
Then
destructor?
I don't know what that means.
you hear a braying in the distance. Everyone hears the braying.
Was that your grandma?
I don't know.
You're so helpful.
It's a utter a bray. Donkey or mule. I had to look that up. A laugh
You
or
hear
should be
the braying turn into a loud squeal, and you hear a loud thud.
Like it was attacked?
And you see two large, shadowy, antlered figures emerge from the woods. Massive stags made of shadow.
Onyxia? Are these your spirit guides, ancestors?
No, I don't. I'm as clueless as you are now.
Is this something I
What?
would
You-
recognize as my father's a fawn and maybe it's something in their lore?
Roll a history check.
Damn it. That'd be a 4.
Do you know anything about this?
My hands are instinctively reaching down to my orbs at my sides.
Yeah, and mine to my revolver.
Roll initiative.
Right.
That'd
My word.
be a 9.
Hold on.
11 for
4
Morpheus.
for me.
Oh, wait. Shit.
15 for Velvet.
Like you have a high dex.
Okay,
got a
I'm
9.
gonna ask for those again. Give me 1 second. So let's go with
Sorry. I was wrong. I forgot to add my initiative.
your initiative bonus. Yeah.
That, yeah.
Okay, so 25 to 20.
What group are you playing with?
19 to 15.
15.
Okay. 14 to 10.
Eclipse got
11.
11.
12.
My
12,
dex is plus
48.
1. What do you have? Oh no, you said Eclipse got 11. He goes after you.
We're gonna put Morphier before Eclipse, since Eclipse is an extension. Okay. 9 to 5, Dolly Pardon.
9.
We couldn't hear you.
Nixia. Oh.
Sarah.
Patches. Sorry, what did Chime get? Or was Onyxia part of this group? 9 to 5.
It looks like Sarah tried to say something, but we couldn't hear her.
Sarah, are you muted?
Are you on push to talk? And forgetting to push?
No, your mic doesn't say that you're muted. It's just you're not.
Your sound is not here at all.
Can you hold up what you rolled?
Or type in chat?
I'm with 5. Got it.
5.
Okay.
Oh.
You might
Trying
have
to
to go
five.
into settings and switch your input off and back on.
Yeah, it may have switched the input on you. That happens to me sometimes. And 4 to 0.
4.
How did I roll a 15 and went first?
Ghost, don't be a dick. Ghost.
I have the
if you're not
permit
gonna eat
DM
it-
curse.
Of always rolling like crap when it's time for you to play.
Yep. Always.
How about now?
Oh, I can hear you.
And
back.
let's see.
Hi, Sarah.
What the shadow deer row.
Oh, what's it then?
Fingers crossed for poop.
That's not it.
I wonder why it does that.
Oh,
That's so weird.
that footprint is a lot bigger than I thought.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice that.
That's massive.
Like 25 by 25? By 20.
Real quick, should we be worried about making lots of noise in here?
Yes.
Okay, probably. I'll put my revolver away then.
Guys, after we deal with this, we'll get back on track, okay? I
Oh,
promise.
Literally back on the tracks.
You are lucky for how Chime rolled, because otherwise you'd be facing either more deer or rabid raccoons.
No! I love raccoons.
Yeah, but rabid ones?
Happy to help.
Aren't we all, in a way, rabid raccoons?
And 13. So we've got...
I like to think of myself as more of a possum, but yes.
Ah,
Lots of screaming into the void.
just dying when anybody looks in your direction.
Yes, I wish I could do that and it actually work.
Just play dead and smell bad.
Does that mean you've tried it and it hasn't worked?
Depending on the day, I might try smelling bad, but that's just...
I try to play dead in the morning when the dog tries to wake me up and I'm not ready to get up yet, but he doesn't believe me.
That one has...
Yeah, he can hear your heartbeat.
How
He's a
early?
dick.
How early do you guys get to the airport? This is so random.
Like 3 hours.
Yeah, hour or two.
But that's
Okay.
because
Yeah,
I've
I
been
guess so.
flying since I was a
Or-
kid and you had to. There was no online check-in. And so now it's just kind of security last time I went. Because apparently baby powder is seen as a possible explosive, and they made me go through 3 rounds of tests to take baby powder.
I'm just seeing what time I have to wake up tomorrow. That's it.
Yeah. So don't take baby powder.
The clearing is...
Well,
a
do you
little-
have a TSA
early
pre-check-in?
I
Trevor, happy
wish.
birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, happy birthday.
Day.
My birthday, now it's time for you
birthday, oh
to
my
die.
God.
Which means you have had possible advantage twice, at least, and you still have 2 left that you can use.
I'll
Oh, good,
Oh.
you might need them.
battle is where I need them.
So, initiative being rolled, and the deer just standing in front of you. And Onyxia is actually more up here.
R.I.P.
I would say.
Do they
that
materialize
for
behind
the
me?
Investigation Morphier would be probably standing in the footprint.
Yeah,
And
I
the
was
rest of
fully trying
you,
to feel this creature.
Resurrect me, please.
where do you want to be in terms of where you entered the clearing?
I would like to be between on
Um,
the paw print, the left toe and the toe bean and the little pad. Yeah, right there.
Okay. Chime?
I'll just stand
Can you
behind
give that direction
Cordelia.
description?
Stand behind Cordelia. Okay.
I'd probably be closer to Onyxia because I take my
Your
buddy
buddy
system
system?
seriously with this one.
And I'll just stay back where I am.
Okay. Velvet, it's your choice of how to start this.
Um, since we don't know if we're fighting yet, I think I'll burn a divine sense. See if these are undead or some sort of fiend, maybe?
Oh, they're absolutely undead.
Gotcha.
Do I have
The
something? Wait, wait.
screaming bray that you heard before were the deer themselves passing due
In
to
the shadows
the
taking over.
due to the hunter in these woods. The hunter who wished to test the little kit.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Oh, motherfucker.
Do I sense that it's waiting on Onyxia to move?
No.
Okay.
So it's not just this metagaming pigeon. So do we do we know? Why did my brain die? I'm sorry. Does that mean that we are being? Do we get a sense of if we are being tested, like if we should attack or not, or should we just find out?
That's up to you.
I will let y'all know these. It may be obvious, but with my senses, I can tell they are undead deer.
What precisely might have tipped you off, my good friend?
But divine sense is an action, so I've used my action.
All right. That leaves the deer. One closest to Onyxia. Let me lock all that background stuff in place so I can't move it. Sorry. The things that you weren't facing are still on my screen.
I want to live.
Good luck.
And it walks up to you. And it lets out a shriek. But you recognize the shriek. The screams of your grandmother when they took her from you.
Do the rest of us hear this human-like shrieking coming from this abomination?
Yep. And it's going to... What is your AC, Onyxia.
I'm gonna sure shot it.
12.
It's going to miss. And trying to
Was that
gore
armored?
you with its antlers.
Oh, oh. Okay, 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 okay.
It has no sense of urgency. It does not move back. It simply stands there, breathing in your face. And it's Cordelia's turn.
So it actively tried to attack him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. After hearing Velvet tell us that I'm dead, I would like to cast Sacred Flame.
You would
That was
save your
useful.
flame? Okay. Go ahead and roll the hit.
That'd be a 7.
You cast Sacred Flame and it lands in the middle of the two deer, doing nothing, having missed.
Well, fuck.
I don't know which
My
one you were
bad.
aiming at, but you still missed.
The closest one.
It's
one
the
closest
same.
to me.
They're the same stats.
Okay. Okay.
And now, Morphier. You hear the growling inside of you rise again. Worse than it was against the owl bear. What do you do?
All right, I hear you. You quit your moaning. And he reaches down. He has the one orb in his hand already. He lifts up the other, and the first one begins to glow red, and he pulses in an extra bit of power, and the second orb begins to glow just as brightly red, and a firebolt will erupt from each of the orbs, going to one at each of these shadowy creatures. That will be a 24 for one and just a 10 on the other.
Which one would you like to hit? Because you only hit with
I will
one.
hit the one that is closest to the one on the right, the one that's closest to Anixia.
All right,
And
roll
that
for
would
damage.
be 6 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Just right before I shoot, Anixia, adding to the voices in your head, you hear "Duck Child," and he shoots the beams out.
The beam shoots directly over Onyxia's shoulder, just whizzing past Patch's hat in the process. Hitting the deer. It is already looking somewhat rough.
All right, one of you two finish that thing off. And that will be it for Morphier.
But in looking rough, the deer's eyes, or where there should be eyes, the vacuous holes that emanate pure shadow like smoke, seem to blacken another shade in the dark woods. It lets out another scream. This time, it was the sweet lady next door in the village when they came for your grandmother.
I'm gonna need you to stop doing that, please.
And it's Eclipse's turn.
Okay. So this is gonna be an extension of that question that I had last week.
Yes.
My goal, I'll tell you my goal. I would love to cast Burning Hands where no, we are not in the cone. I would love, that's my goal. In using Eclipse to do that. But I don't know.
I really need to make Eclipse its own piece. You can have Eclipse do Burning Hands at either of them and you wouldn't be in the cone.
Okay. Okay.
And so it's is it a dexterity saving throw?
Yes. Against my 14.
And it will fail.
All right. That is 3d6 fire damage. Okay. I'm going for the one that tried to gore me. That
Okay.
my goal is the one that screamed like my grandmother.
Okay.
That's the one I hit.
Yep.
All right. That is 9 points of fire damage.
It crackles. Its skin blistering, cracking, glowing, erupting like molten rock. And then it's gone.
Yeah, that's what you deserve.
Good job there. Very
Take
well
that,
done.
weird, creepy thing. Scream like my grandmother again, see what happens.
That's who that sound is.
And it's now Patch's turn.
To reach my arm up and activate the whip out of the arm. I'm gonna swing it at it.
You want to move forward to do that?
I have 15 feet on this sucker. You're the one that gave it to me.
So yeah, I would say you have to move a couple of feet forward. That is a giant paw print. So we'll say you move to about there. You got the whole. That's your 15 feet.
15 to hit.
15 does hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
12, a 4, and plus 3. Huh. Seven total damage slashing.
The deer staggers under the slash itself having raked through and cleaving part of the shadow. Black blood spilling onto the just already darkened earth below it. And seeming to
I would like to
burrow
try.
in like maggots into the dirt.
I would like to try and latch on. It's a contested dex check.
Okay.
$16.
It will fail with a nat 1.
I will then pull myself in and knee it in the head for 1 more damage. So I should be right next to it now.
You barely feel your knee connect as it just passes through the skull of the deer, erupting in black smoke and sludge as it keels over, unlike the other one. And again, each bit of it, like slugs and maggots burrowing into the ground, but at breakneck speed. And we're no longer in initiative.
Good job.
All right.
So that was fun. Yeah.
Nobody mind telling me what the hell that was.
I'm
Everyone
glad
all
we came
right?
out of this- I'm glad we came out of this one unscathed.
I mean, fuck you guys.
Do I have like viscera on my knee?
No, when you connected, it just erupted off. It everything poof, and the shadow dissipated into the earth.
Did I pass the test? Did I pass the test? Hello?
No response.
Yes.
No.
We survived.
response.
We'll take that as a pass. How about we get the hell out of here and
Yeah.
get back on the main area?
Yeah, that was actually a test, guys. We were seeing how good we work together.
Before we leave, Chime is gonna take some of the dirt and like put it in a bottle and just kind of keep it,
As
like-
you move
like from where the
forward-
paw print is.
As you move forward, back towards the tracks, everything's fine. But night is setting in fast. And the forest at
Ahead.
night is a different animal altogether. Are you going to seek shelter? Are you
Wait,
going
it
to
was
push
morning
on
when
through?
we.
Oh no, it was morning when you finished. The
Oh
fight.
yeah, never mind. I
It was
forgot. We
afternoon
slept
when
weird.
you entered the forest,
Right.
and
Is that
now
one,
I
two,
forgot.
three?
night is setting on in this deep,
Oh,
dark
wait.
Okay.
wood.
Were we? Oh, just on my time, my in-game timing is right. So we woke up somewhere around 3. We walked for a bit, and then we had this little distraction. So
To
does it?
get to
So
the
has it been like
woods,
several hours?
to get to the edge of the woods, it would have taken you a good hour of walking on its own.
I believe we said we went to sleep at 3 a.m., right?
You went to
Mhm.
sleep at 3 a.m.
It was the whole owl bear ordeal, which was probably at least 2 hours.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds
Oh
good.
yeah, we did spend a half an hour waiting on them to move.
To leave, and you also noticed them a couple hours into the forest. It would have taken you a couple of hours just to get to the edge of it.
Yeah.
You were in the you were in a giant field before. It was a walk to get there.
It may just be my nocturnal self speaking, but I would just keep walking if we could. It's up to y'all if we stop for the night.
Also, keep in mind, I will point this out. Chime will have 2 levels of exhaustion if you don't stop for the night.
Gotcha.
How you feeling there, little buddy? You feel like you can go on, or are you ready for a bit of rest?
I guess I could sleep. You know, I mean, I'm used to pulling all nighters, but I don't have my family's tonic or anything.
I feel like this trek might be a little bit more taxing than the all-nighters you would spend making and repairing your doohickeys.
Yeah, more lack of sleep and you'll be slowing us down, so we should probably stop here.
We should probably get our sleep schedule in order anyway. Otherwise, our travel's gonna be all wonky.
You do make a point.
I mean, extraordinary circumstances. A train derailing is.
Is it dark enough for a torch for us to need like lights? It's still kind of dusky.
It's
I am glowing.
getting there. The sun has been behind the mountain for a while now. The one that you are walking in the general direction of. You've been kind of walking around the edge of it for some time now because going between them would have been the easiest route on foot. And is also the way the train tracks led because it was easier than blasting through them when the train tracks were laid down.
So we're in the foothills of the mountains?
You're in the foothills of the mountains.
Okay. I'm gonna start scouting out to see if I can find somewhere to like hunker down that's more protected, like an empty cave or just like a corner where we're surrounded at least on one side.
All right, first
My-
survival roll of the game.
My fire's good. Yes.
First survival roll of the game.
It'd be 18.
18, you manage to find a very cool cave. And by cool, I mean it is literally at least 20 degrees colder the moment that you step inside. Because the sun has not been able to reach the deep recesses of this particular part of the mountain's foothills. You can smell some bat guano and some damp earth and some objectionable refuse of various kinds that have been left here throughout the years.
But nothing fresh
Does anybody
from like a
want-
predator.
Does anyone want to roll a perception check, or light a torch, or use
I
a
will
black
light.
flame?
I will.
My dark
I'll use
flame.
prestidigitation to light
Well-
torch.
I am also glowing.
And I have dark vision.
The dark flame, things that are neutral or hostile cannot see.
Oh.
But it gives
Quite
us.
useful.
Okay, now that the dark flame is out and Cordelia has dark vision, who else has Velvet? Do you have dark vision?
I do, yes. And my illuminescence, magic luminescence, specifically says that if someone without dark vision is around me, they can see as if they have it.
Yes, if you light it up.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, China has dark vision too.
Okay. Patches, you have dark vision or no?
Nope, just regular old halfling
Alright.
vision.
You
So,
didn't give the cat dark vision? Did you?
Chime will go over and grab a rock, like a really nice looking rock, and he'll cast magical tinkering on it to make it glow a 5-foot radius, and he'll give it to Patches.
okay.
Oh.
Does anybody want to roll investigation for the cave? And
Yeah,
it'll be
I
with
can.
advantage with all of the stuff.
I
Yeah.
got a rock.
I'll try.
All right.
Just one of us or all of whoever
Just
wants
one
to?
with advantage, so Velvet with advantage.
All right. So Velvet, go ahead.
My first roll is a dirty 20. And my
Alright, we'll
second,
get that natty.
yeah. So dirty 20. I just rolled the other one that's lower than that. So
Okay. With the 20, there's a skeleton in here. It's not fresh, it's not old, it's not. It might be 2 weeks old.
A skeleton and not a body.
Not a body, it's the skeletal remains of a forest animal. It's not a skeleton of a humanoid.
So it has been picked clean.
It has
seem to
been
be just some dead
absolutely
animals in here.
picked clean,
Okay.
and what's left is rotting. And that's where largely a lot of the smell is coming from.
Place is
Yeah.
not up to my standards.
I don't see a ghost in here, everybody.
Oh, that's
I'm
good.
gonna walk around and start
Oh,
using
yeah, about that,
cage
she
to
says.
clean the cage.
Oh, about that?
Or clean the cave, not cave.
Oh.
About that, Onyxia, you feel a
Yeah.
faint tap on your shoulder.
Okay. I used to this coming at very inopportune times in my life. So I turn around.
I had family in Ticonderoga. You see the conductor standing behind you. Their name's Willoughby.
Hey, Willoughby. Hey, Willoughby. You have family in Newtown? What? Where?
In Ticonderoga, where we were headed with the train. It was going to be
Oh.
my last conductor ride.
Oh.
Oh.
I
The
was
last night on the
retiring.
force.
I was retiring.
Oh. Wow.
So if you could tell
This is
them,
brutal. Oh my.
How are you? You're very calm for just recently dying.
Are you seeing someone else again, Onyxia? Who are you
Oh,
talking to now?
I am so sorry. I'm not used to people knowing I have this. I do this all in secret. Um, Willoughby, they can't see you, but wave hi to my friends.
hello everyone.
He says, hello, everyone. Everybody, we found the conductor! Yay!
Hey.
Yay!
Of the orchestra?
Yeah.
Now,
Oh boy! Oh.
now, as I
Um,
was saying, it's
Yeah.
Willoughby Jones, and you're gonna be
Uh-huh.
looking for.
Oh, you're just giving me this. Normally, there's a little bit of decorum, a little bit of talking, but yeah, no, give it to me. Yep. Mm-hmm.
The Jones family.
Okay. Leslie Jones.
Uh, Jeremy Jones is my son. My wife passed a few years back,
Oh, wow,
And-
he's an orphan.
and he is set to inherit a good amount of money from my pension.
Oh.
That'll pay out nicely, especially since. And you were wondering why I was taking it so well. I've been a conductor for some 50 odd years, even through the war, and I was there when they built the trains to the west. I rode everywhere, and I was there for some robberies that took place on trains.
Do you know Cordelia? She robs things.
Hey, don't go telling people that shit. What's wrong?
He's telling the spirit.
She's
Oh,
she's
It's a
she's
ghost!
Not a person.
Oh,
She-
don't. That's really insensitive.
she's a little young for
Child.
the crowd that was robbing the trains back in the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little interesting, but because of that, the pension pays out nicely, and you're gonna want to tell my son that the code he needs is 7 3 5 4 0 1.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So each spirit is a little bit different. Sometimes you'll give me a task and then I gotta go do it, and then your spirit will be free. And sometimes you'll just give me the task, and in doing so, your spirit will be free.
He just
that's all- I don't
vanishes
know.
because he was tired of standing there.
I hate it when they do that.
Do what?
Vanish.
What's happening now?
They, oh my God, guys, I feel like today's been all about me, and this is
So
not normally my life.
Should we expect another pair of deer to come rampaging in here? Is that the after effects of these spiritual conversations that you have?
No. Okay, so the giant fox, first time that's ever happened. No clue what that was, but I feel like a new. I'm feeling. I don't feel anger a lot, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Okay. Okay. But normally I'll see a spirit, and then they'll give me something to do, something to put their soul to rest. One time it was to bake this pie so that they could smell it, and then once the timer went off and I took it out of the oven, they disappeared. So I don't even know if they smell it or not. Rambling, rambling. So summarize. I died. Give me quest. Find family. Code for pension.
I'm not even gonna ask.
And then he
Where
disappeared.
Yes.
where's the family?
The city we're going to.
Of
Colorado.
Yeah.
What's the family's name? Did you get it?
Yeah, it's Jeremy Jones who we're looking for.
Do I recognize if I mean, obviously I'm adopted, but do I recognize the last name Jones for anybody that's in Ticonderoga?
Jones is a common last name.
I know it is.
It
I
is
just
a-
thought I would
it
ask
is
because
an
it's
extremely common last name. You would
Jeremy
not
and
recognize anyone from Ticonderoga ever. You have been on the coast, pretty much exclusively on the ocean or the coast your entire life. You've never been that far inland before.
okay. Really, I have some family in Ticonderoga. Last name Jones? That's crazy. Huh. Maybe we'll have to go talk to him.
Well, so each spirit's different, and he could haunt me for the rest of my life if I don't do this.
Okay. Never told you
So,
not to.
yes, we
I mean, we're
Well,
gonna
I'm
be in
just saying.
town.
deliver the
No,
last
I'm
messages and whatnot.
I'm
Just
really
saying,
bad.
maybe they're family of mine. I don't know.
I'm really bad at talking to people. I'm really sorry.
Well, you only had your grandmother, right?
Well, no, I had a whole village and We're very small.
Well, you're
I don't
bigger
know.
than
You look
me.
pretty
While
tall.
they're all talking, Chime's gonna go over to the bones and use prestidigitation to clean them, and then he's gonna take all the bones and put them in his.
Oh my god.
It should be clean already. Morphia did that the moment he came in this
Bag.
disgusting place. Started prestidigitating everything.
That is someone's resting place.
Fastidious.
Have fun being haunted, Chime.
Bones are great material for clock pieces, okay? He could, I mean, time doesn't matter, but I mean, he could at least feel useful.
I mean, did you get
You could ask him.
visitation by the ghosts of animals? It was an animal.
I don't think that was the conductor's bones. He only died
Patches.
a
Don't
few
ruin
hours
this for
ago.
me. Let me have my fun. God. Fine. I guess the
Bones are
whatever
fun.
won't haunt you.
Or
Have
I
fun
think
with the
we-
dead pig
You
haunting
know,
you.
I've heard about bones being rolled and telling the future.
Ooh.
Where are you from, friend?
Isn't that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my
our old
tarot cards.
making friend like to shake the bones of some of our old customers.
I'm gonna do a reading for Jeremy Jones. I'm gonna pull a card. Jeremy Jones. I'm gonna start now that we're in the cave. I'm gonna kind of take my stuff and make myself a little corner and sit down and take out my cards and start shuffling.
Your little camp setup that you would have done when your grandma was taking you out.
Yep.
Right? You do that. Anybody else getting set up for the
Obvious
night?
from me to I don't mean to be rude or anything, but Is it any way possible you could let your spirit friends know that we are on somewhat of a deadline? So we don't want we don't want a line of tasks being added. I mean I don't know
When
how to
I
call.
learn how to control this power, that will be the first thing on my to-do list.
Hmm.
Hey DM, I have a question.
Yes,
How many rations is it that we started out with? I want to make sure it's off correctly.
I believe most of the packs have 10.
Hmm.
Okay. So I would like to go ahead and just take out another ration and start chomping on that around the fire.
Um,
I don't think
Velvet's definitely going to try and leave the cave and
Buddy!
just go around the
Buddy!
corner. I'm just
You
going
need
around the
your
corner.
buddy!
Fine. I get up and walk out behind him.
I'm just
Calm your tits, calm your tits.
Thank you.
Morphia, you know I'm just eating a snack.
I know, but I don't want to hear them. I don't want to hear him hollering and screaming anymore. He's giving me more of a headache than chasing out the damn deal, man.
Velvet,
Here,
Yeah, I was about to say
how's
Velvet.
that snack treating you with that new mouth?
Um,
uh, did
I,
your
go- I guess
teeth
I take my
change as well?
I guess I go to take my proboscis out and see if everything's the same.
It it feels a little flatter, but you're able to get the nutrients out with the proboscis, but you can feel that there's still an emptiness there in the pit of your stomach. Like you need to eat more of it.
I, I know it's not your usual, but it, pop a little sucker right on in that new mouth of yours.
Yeah, it's not the only real change I'm getting is of course the larger mouth and this weird sort of feeling that I'm not eating enough. I guess I go to
Well,
take a second ration.
I'm rather
Well,
curious as if
the
that they
ration is somewhat still there. You had somehow sucked out the nutrients with the proboscis, so you still have the physical part of the ration there that other people would have to digest.
Gotcha.
So you can try to eat the physical part of the ration even though you've gotten all the nutrients out of it.
Um, yeah, I guess I'll try that.
you
Given it's your
think that
first time, I feel like this is a bit of a dexterity check to see how this goes.
okay. At least I'm here in case you need the Heimlich.
Just a check or a non saving throw?
Just a check.
That's 17. Sorry, 17.
You managed to get most of it down. There's some crumbs that fall down into your moth fluff and maybe a couple into your vest, but you managed to get most of the ration down and you do feel fuller.
I think
Well,
that's
I
the
feel fine now. And I just head back
most
in.
I've seen you eat since I've known you. I, I wonder if I employ Madame Cervante had anything to do with all of these sudden changes some of us seem to be going through.
I mean, I feel like if Madame Cervantes saw that big fox coming, she'd have it told us to get on with our search.
You're probably right about that. I don't know. This is, I mean, most things are new to me, but this is by far the strangest I have experienced thus far.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that she put us all in one place with sacks over our heads just before y'all started going through your second puberties.
Second puberties.
I was
What?
gonna ask the other day.
A fully grown adult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
to be
going
fair,
through bodily changes. Calm down.
To be fair, I am
What
pretty sick.
changes? Oh, what?
The proboscis thing?
Well, that's interesting.
And you're experiencing like different voices in your head that you've never experienced before.
Well, that's magical.
It's still a change.
Okay, I'm sorry. This rage
It's
thing is
okay.
new to me. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
You need something to like punch. Have you ever punched anything before?
Never.
That needs to change. I'm gonna dig in my pack and see if I can find like socks that I can ball up and then hand it to him and be like, squeeze this when you're pissed. I promise they don't smell. And I hand it out to him.
It does smell a little bit, but it smells a little bit like the ocean.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've never been to the ocean.
I'm sorry, what? Okay, well, we're gonna fix that.
You were in the
as soon as
pomegranate
possible.
and you didn't see the ocean?
Can you see the ocean from the pomegranate?
In the right spot.
In the southernmost parts.
It's there.
What?
You were right there and didn't see it.
No.
Well, we're gonna make your world just a little bit bigger soon here.
If it makes you feel any better, I don't think I've ever seen the ocean either.
What
Yeah,
is
I've been
wrong
in town
with
all
you?
my life.
What's the biggest body of water you have seen?
As far as I can remember, the dish being at the back of the bar.
Yeah, I was gonna say a keg of beer.
You live near a lake.
Isn't it like a
Y'all are
lake
gonna make me
or
cry.
The
pond?
ocean. People just want you to think it's a big body of water. It's just a bunch of drool from the large ones.
You know, that's right, Chime.
You see,
Yeah,
it's probably
right.
not that worth it
Sounds
anyway.
about
though.
right.
You know, Cordelia.
I was down there when I was a baby. I know for sure that's happening.
the ones that are large enough, I'd believe it.
I mean, I don't think I think I now am even less interested in seeing the ocean. I would not like to swim in the large creature's drool. It sounds very uncouth.
Yeah, I'm not sure my
Chime.
wife would-
You don't
I'm
have
not
anything to
sure
worry
my
about.
wife
It's
would
just
get
Chime.
in there.
They don't like radish.
Wow, you guys, you really know your stuff. Ha, ha. And then Chime just passes out of pure exhaustion. Like he's just tired.
Even like a river or a creek?
In a lake.
I'm going to take off my cape and go drape it over Chime and tuck him in a little bit.
Buddy system.
I
You know,
swear
with
to God, if he
Nixia,
doesn't sleep right.
you did start today talking about your dream. We never talked about it.
What dream?
Come on, I don't remember.
I don't.
We all heard you squawking about it. Don't even pretend.
After everything that's happened today, you don't want to talk about it now.
Okay, oh my god. I just feel like it's been the Onyxia show all day,
Okay,
and it's a
it's
lot.
Socks.
Yes, you've been the
Onyxia.
main character of today.
Stop.
We understand that.
Squeeze the socks.
Okay.
Don't worry, Nixia. It's
There
my
you-
turn tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll all
Hey.
have our days. I mean,
Thank God. This has been a lot for me. Sorry. Okay, so this doesn't happen either, and this is new. So I don't know what's happening to me. It's a little spooky,
It is
but
puberty.
second puberty.
I went to sleep last night. Well, this morning. And in my dream, I saw my grandmother, and she was pointing over, like pointing in the direction of our destination. And I got this sense that I was like, oh, we got to go that way. She didn't speak or anything. Then Eclipse was like, caw, flew off my shoulder, flew to her shoulder. But when he landed, I was her.
So you were your grandmother?
Well,
Or you
I
were
was
your
in her
Raven?
spot. No,
Sounds like
no. Like,
sounds like the rites of succession.
It sounds
I
like
forget, you
you've
might
got.
be up to something.
It sounds like you've got two different motives, maybe three, for going to our destination.
Hmm.
Do you secretly wish you were an older woman?
no. I miss my grandmother a lot, though.
Look, I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying.
No, okay, okay, a
Have
little
you
bit more backstory. My grandmother's a witch, was a witch, and I'm now a witch. And there's a lot about the witch society I don't know, okay? I
All right.
don't know.
all right, all
My,
right.
I don't
I mean,
think he
our,
knows.
our
Josh?
patron told us, said that you were a witch, so I would take that at face value.
yeah,
Which is pretty
well,
straightforward and factual.
I'm just learning my. Then there's the fox. Today was a lot. And then did you see the card I pulled? Crazy accurate. The
Hard
world
with that.
reversed.
Are you hangry?
Yeah.
You need a Snickers there next to you.
Eat something.
Okay.
Okay.
Anissa, just out of curiosity, have you done a tarot reading for your own situation?
Never.
Have you considered it? It might illuminate your path a bit.
Are you allowed to do those
You
on yourself?
You
you,
can, but
you
the
seem
magic
to
gets a
be
little
choosing to do so.
tricky. The magic can get a little tricky. I'm very good with other people, and different readers have different abilities. So some people, I don't know.
Did you talk
Okay.
one of us through it on your behalf?
Oh, no. These are a gift. But I'll
What
buy
about
you,
Bones thing?
well,
We
when
got
we
bones,
get to
don't
the
we?
next town. I pig
Um,
bones.
Oh yeah, I don't know how the bones work. I just know it's a
and
thing.
I've heard.
Morphia, you don't know anything? You seem like you'd know something. What?
I mean, mostly from what I've seen some other patrons doing. I can't quite say I've necessarily studied their technique.
I'll buy
I
you
mean,
guys some decks when we get there. It's better if the decks are gifted to you.
I see.
I'm willing to try. They say
Um,
everything's in the
n-
intention, right?
oh
Yeah,
wait,
so
time
not
is short.
tonight. I'm gonna shuffle my cards and take a little bit of time for myself. Chime is asleep. We should all
Mhm.
sleep, right?
Yeah,
I'll take first
You
watch.
probably.
just hear Chime muttering about bone.
Um, Eclipse is gonna hop over to Cordelia. We can send over there.
Hey, buddy. I'm gonna hold out my hand and try and let him sniff my hand.
The little bird, not a peck, but like a little open mouth check.
Oh, is it love bite? I love you too, buddy. Don't tell anybody. God, I hate this bird. Ugh. And I'm just gonna take my finger and kind of stroke the side of his face.
Yeah,
All right.
Morpheus is going to find himself a nice little corner, lay out his bedroll, remove his gloves, and do that fluffy clawing thing on his bedroll and pillow, and then go to bed.
Yeah, Velvet's just gonna face a wall and start meditating.
Eclipse is gonna shuffle closer to Onyxia from Cordelia, poop a little, and then shuffle right
There.
up to Onyxia.
That's my baby.
Right where all the prestidigitation was cast, just a little bird shit.
I have balance.
Now the cave's been christened. Um, and with that, you take your rest, and I believe we will take our break.
Right. Woo.
I'm Onyxia, or as my friends like to call me, Onyx. So, a little bit about myself. I'm from a small little town here in New Talkit. My family, we live at the base of a mountain, and we kind of always look up to it. We kind of have this thing where giants kind of ruled the world one day back when, and we kind of just like to follow in their footsteps. But enough about my family. It's more about me and my favorite person in the whole world, my grandma. But, right, myself. So let's see here. I like making friends. I'm pretty curious about what's going on, and I kind of like mysterious things. And if I can use my nose to figure out a mystery, you better believe I'm gonna do it. But my story begins about 25 years ago. That's how old I am. And I used to spend a lot of my days with my grandmother. Her name was Grandma Arixon, or as I called her, Grammy Ari. And I will say that she had a lot of grandchildren, but I was kind of her favorite because I was the only one that would listen to her and go to the mountain and practice magic with her and really just kind of cared about what she did. But enough about that. So basically, I learned everything that I know from her. She was my best friend, and well, she was my role model. I guess she still is my role model. Well, a few years ago, my grandma and we were out on the mountain on a beautiful night, and we were looking up at the stars, and she was telling me the story, and it was just one of those, everything feels right. And I don't really remember everything that happened, but something happened in my village, and they were looking. Well, these people were looking for my grandma, and, well, they found her, and, well, not to be a little morbid, but they did kill her. But before she passed, she kissed my forehead, and all of this stuff started happening. And she used to have this pet, raven, and its name is Eclipse, or Clips as we call it. And they were like best friends too, always going everywhere. And after she kissed me, Eclipse started following me around, which is kind of cool because the more I'm learning about it, the more I'm learning that Eclipse is not just a normal raven, but it's kind of pretty special. But my grandma said her last words, and this is very important. She said, "I love you. I want you to remember that, and know that I will always be with you." And well, I guess she's never left. Weird, but okay, not what I want to talk about. And I'm being asked to tell a little bit about what I'm doing. So right now I'm in my room, in the big pomegranate, because my family, we have this tradition that when we turn 25, we go out and we explore, just like the long lost, or well, lost to us, giants of the days of past. And so I'm on my sojourn and I'm traveling around exploring, and here I am. I know there's a big festival going on, so I said, well, let's head that way. And I turned my tail, and that's where I am. So right now I'm just in my room. It's pretty nice for what I can afford, but it's not bad. I'm really excited for this festival. I'm excited to make some new friends because, let me tell you, it's been a little lonely here on the roads. I'm just looking forward to what the future brings me.
Haha, howdy guys. My name is Chime Turner, and some people call me the most gifted clockmaker in, I don't know, 7 generations? Anywho, I've always been proud of my family, and we've done a whole lot of work for this city. We sure know our stuff.
And what makes a clock tick? Literally. I'm a bit shamed to say this, but well, I started getting a bit bored with the humdrum day-to-day clocks and started working on a project of my own. And boy howdy, did it take a long time before it worked. Oh, but boy did it work. And my eyes were opened. Time is a construct. There is no God. We are controlled by the Supremes. It's all just a game.
Growing up in Hillmouth, an area known for its high concentration of Lushapan halflings, I was surrounded by me extended family. Me mother, Aoife McDougal O'Doul, overprotective, always trying to feed everyone. Went from homemaker to essentially Rosie the Riveter during the war. Me da, Patrick Paddy O'Doul Jr., was an apple orchard farmer. Fell from a tree a bit before the war, and has been sort of laid up since. He was unable to fight in the war. My younger sister, Saoirse O'Doul, turned an old farmhand's house into a B&B and runs that along with the apple stand and the cidery. My baby brother, Finn O'Doul, runs the orchard now, but he's a bit young and over his head. He's kind of a savant. He gets the right answer, but how he gets there, it makes no sense. In the days before the war started, and everybody knew it was on the cusp of happening, my father took me aside and after working at the orchard one day, and he said, "Son, you know, war is brewing, and you have a choice to make, volunteer or conscription. If you go to them, you get some choice of what you'll do, but if they come get you, they dictate everything. Plus, volunteers are heroes." The next day, I enlisted and started training. One day, relatively early in the war, a troop mate of mine stepped on a landmine. I was too close. I was sent flying, and when I came to, I was told it's been a couple of days later, and that I was in a super secret lab underground at the Capitol. Before I was even aware of my surroundings, a human male and half-elf female entered the room. They never introduced themselves. They told me that my accident gave me the opportunity to help my people in ways I could never imagine as just a foot soldier. This was about when I realized I had been restrained. I was told if I really wanted to freak out, I should look at my right arm, and just below the elbow, it was gone. While they spoke to me, a doctor came over with a prosthetic. The doctor started installing it while the two told me about how the prosthetic worked and its special capabilities. I could barely hear them. I was on the verge of complete shock. By the time my head was clear again, they finished with a line I'll never forget: "You are now a proud agent of Duradika." A day later, I was taken to a training course to learn my new capabilities. And the day after that, I started working in the field. My biggest stop was to go in advance of the troops to Peachtree, where they planned to fight and burn the city down. I got there and started the fire in earnest an hour before the main force arrived. Military force all over in a panic, and then our people arrived to take over.
Velvet was named for the clubroom floor material he was conceived on. Anyone could have been his biological father, and his mother might as well have not been there at all. When Velvet was old enough to walk and think for himself, he was sent out to do something besides eat, drink, and shit. He was found and taken in by the local City Guard youth training group. There, they taught him how to fight and sense danger as a paladin. He came of age and joined the City Guard, learning the ways of the town he came to long to protect. His fellow guardsmen, though, got involved in some messy business, and Velvet ended up having to kill one of his own. Little did he know that his self-defense scenario turned murder led to him taking on all the debt his victim owed to the Mafia. With the shame of his ties to the criminal underworld, he took to bartending instead at a speakeasy to earn his keep and pay back the debt that was thrown on him. He's been bartending now at this speakeasy for coming up on 10 years. He hopes to one day be free of his debt, and especially hopes that others don't end up like him. So he helps patrons of the bar in their times of need. Nightlife is his life. He detests the bright sun, and he doesn't wake up much past late afternoon. He takes pride in the establishment he works for. He keeps it clean, flowing, and he keeps it under the radar while he works there. He does his best for everyone. That way the whole group and society at large will benefit. He seeks to dismantle the system of government oppressing his place of business, and he tends to overreact to a drunken challenger. There's not a bar he won't fight in.
Morpheus Strickfander gradually awakened. He found himself lying in a dimly lit room, surrounded by shadows that danced across the walls. His mind felt foggy, as if shrouded in a thick mist that obscured memories and identity alike. Slowly pushing himself up, he glanced around, taking in the sight of the unfamiliar chamber. Beside him lay two metallic orbs, their surfaces glinting faintly in the subdued light. Though they seemed foreign and enigmatic, a strange sense of familiarity washed over Morphier as he reached out to touch them. As his fingertips made contact, a surge of energy pulsed through him, sparking a flicker of recognition in the depths of his consciousness. No recollection of his past, Morphier found himself adrift in a sea of uncertainty. He found himself mixing with all sorts of people, not really being able to tell if someone meant him harm or good. Embracing the chaos that engulfed him, Morphier embraced a philosophy of spontaneity and indulgence. To him, life was a grand tapestry of experiences waiting to be woven, each thread adding its own unique hue to the vibrant mosaic of existence. Driven by an insatiable thirst for excitement, Morphier became a daring risk-taker, unafraid to plunge headlong into the unknown. His brash demeanor and penchant for speaking his mind often left others taken aback. Yet beneath the surface lay a subtle madness, reminiscent of the enigmatic grin of a Cheshire cat. Over time, Morphier began to unravel the mysteries of the metallic orbs that had been his companions since awakening. Within their depths, he discovered regions of extraordinary power, catalysts that hinted at the boundless potential lying dormant within him. With each revelation, Morphier's understanding of his own abilities blossomed, filling him with a newfound sense of confidence and self-assurance. In his quest for discovery, Morphier found solace amidst the dimly lit confines of a clandestine speakeasy, where he worked as a bartender, his keen ears attuned to the whispers of gossip and intrigue that whispered through the shadows. It was here that he forged connections and unraveled the mysteries of his past, one cocktail at a time. Clad in attire befitting a gentleman of decent taste, Morphier sported leather-like gloves adorned with metallic claws, a subtle reminder of the primal nature that lurked beneath his civilized facade. With each passing day, he embraced the chaos of his existence, knowing that within the swirling maelstrom lay an uncertainty, the true essence of his life's meaning. The last rays of the day's sunlight streamed through the crowded speakeasy. Smoke-filled room was alive with the sound of clinking glasses and jovial conversation, while movers and shakers made deals in every corner. The smooth jazz coursing through the room is interrupted as the front doors burst open. This is a raid. Everybody freeze. Morphier Sticksander sets down the glass he was cleaning. The metallic tips of his clawed gloves shining as much as the glassware. Fixes his golden-rimmed eyes on the newcomers, his hand instinctively reaching down to touch one of the golden orbs at his side. The eyes of the patrons flip between himself and the group. With a practiced movement, he straightens his waistcoat and heads towards the door, paying no heed to the guns being pointed in his direction. With a smile not unlike a Cheshire cat, he says, My gentlemen, you look awfully thirsty. Why don't I fix that for you?" The officers look at one another and begin to surround him.
For as long as she can remember, Corey's known the sound of crashing waves was as much part of her as her own name. The tangy scent of salt and the sound of billowing wind on fabric have always been home. Her dreams, her nightmares, her ever-present soundtrack has always been, and will always be, the ocean. With a father and his crew who raised her to make her living on the sea, Corey has never missed a beat. Whether she's slipping into an accent she learned from one of the crewmates to throw off would-be arresters, or fudging the ship ledger to pinch a few extra goods or coin here and there, she hasn't been caught yet. She doesn't plan on that changing. You see, her father found her floating in what he called a pod. She had no idea what the hell's that meant, but she didn't argue. You can't interrupt the captain when he's telling a story, when he's in a once-in-a-double-blue-moon mood to reminisce.
The SS Cordelia, that was your namesake. The beauty of a ship I was at the helm of when I found you. Jones? Well, of course, that was Davy Jones himself. Silly girl, have I taught you nothing? Anyways, when I found you, that strange pod seemed like it was breathing, almost as alive as you were. That gave me a right start. I couldn't help myself, though. As soon as I heard your little muffled cries inside of that metal monstrosity, I had the men go out in the lifeboats and scoop you up. We couldn't just leave you there. I somehow knew you were going to be my little accomplice, and that's what you became.
Her father, a rare breed of fawn from up north, much to the surprise of those who judged him upon first glance, was a quiet and gentle man with her. She couldn't blame people for being wary of him. A deep, coarse voice, a broken antler, scars covering his face, and tattoos up his arms that slipped under his rolled-up sleeves didn't exactly endear him to the common folk on the land. However, he'd sooner throw a crew member overboard than let anyone treat her as lesser. She was raised by well-meaning men and thems who were patient and taught her to navigate, load a cannon, shoot an arrow, tie a knot, throw a punch. She could go on. Is it not suitable for a lady? You bet she's 100% gonna become the best humanoid at it the world over. Unlike her father, Corey is an astral elf. Her long white hair stays in a Dutch braid down the center of her head, her green eyes stay alert at all times, and a smug smile is never far from her lips. Neither is a dirty joke or a sarcastic remark. Sound unruly? You're damn right. She wouldn't have it any other way.
How many times? And we are back. 3 different ways of muting myself, and I had to unmute from OBS, from Discord, and from the mic. So, as we left off, everyone had just taken a long rest. Chime had lost a level of exhaustion, now back to normal. And we are waking up in the morning, refreshed and ready to roll. Speaking of ready to roll, now that you're all on even footing, who wants to roll for how your travel goes today? And are you getting started right away, or are you making some prep first? Oh, hold on. Sorry. Chime, what did you say? Yeah, I had to mute a couple people during the break. Okay, so cape restored, sleep had, Is anybody making any prep for travel, or are you just picking up and getting started?
That's even something that might be possible in this area.
So, I just realized on stream, I believe you all were muted somehow. I did not do that. It did it on its own in OBS. So Cordelia has taken the cape back, pretending as though Chime was never covered, and Morphier is looking for
Ingredients, potion ingredients.
anything that can be used.
Yep, any herbs, what do you call them, little branches or whatnot. He's fairly new to this particular skill, so he's kind of going on a beginner's guide and picking things up and smelling them and take a little nibble.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
A 9.
A 9. Looking around in the cave, apart from the bone, there wasn't a lot. Anything outside of the cave in the immediate vicinity? As far as actual full-on potion ingredients go, there's not gonna be much immediately there, but you may be able to find some things along the road if you'd like to keep an eye out.
I would.
Okay. So, since Morphier is the one keeping an eye out while traveling, Morphier gets to roll how traveling goes for the day.
I apologize in advance. Oh, okay. I take my apology back. That was a nat 20.
Nice.
You make double time for the day. Everybody's feeling refreshed. Onyxia's got a little rage jaunt going on. Patches is moving those stubby little legs. Full on Velma
Trying to
Dinkley
keep up here.
and pup named Scooby Doo. Little.
I think Trevor's muted, by the way, Michelle.
What?
Would Patches be Scrappy Doo?
Okay.
In size, but not character the same.
Trevor, say something now. You are somehow muted still. I muted and
You did drop
unmuted you.
your camera for a second there.
Did it change your...
How about now?
There
Yeah!
you go.
Here we go.
Somehow I got to push to talk, but I don't have push to talk. I don't know. But ready? Okay.
Technology is
Third
not our
time's the
friend
charm.
tonight.
I know. All right. I'm mad at the world, and I'm ready to prove it.
Well,
There's a poem for that.
Did you go on the buddy system when you went outside of the cave?
yes, I was well within eyeshot. Made sure not to go too far. Anything to keep you from yelling again.
You can't see me, I can't see you.
My buddy is my Smith & Wesson in my pocket.
Can it talk? Does it have feelings?
I like to think it does.
Who's Smith and Wesson?
Yeah.
Awkward.
So, just
Smith.
as Anixia is making his another tirade about this buddy system, they hear they hear in their head the the Sphinxian is fine. They will all be fine by themselves. You don't have to worry about them. But Morphe just keeps walking as if nothing has happened.
You said that to me?
In your head. Only you could hear it.
And I'm just going to say out loud, and I thought my grandmother was going to be okay, but then she was murdered. And then I'm going to walk out the cave.
It is too early for this shit. I'm gonna follow after them, stomping a little bit.
I'm a morning person.
Yeah, you, not.
Yeah, Chime looks a little less disheveled today. He actually tried to brush his hair, and then he walks out of the cave.
Oh.
Velvet is visibly cringing at the sun at all times.
Cringing though you may be, given the nat 20 and you making double time, you soon come within view of the Spishbahana River and a little town once the woods clear up on the other side of the mountain.
Hey, the town.
With a large sign over it reading Linglesburg.
Wait. Body of water. Body of water.
Oh, yeah, body of water.
Here, fellas, is a river.
Have you ever seen a fish?
I had eaten fish. Does that count? I saw them before I ate them.
Yeah, I'm sure we've served fish or something at the bar or something.
Anixia,
Have I seen a fish?
have you seen a fish?
Yes, I've seen a fish.
Okay. Was it alive?
And also dead.
Okay.
We
Like,
fish.
you hadn't been seen body of water. Or was it Chime? Someone.
No, I haven't. Sorry. I have not seen the ocean. I lived near a lake. I have gone fishing. I have gone swimming. I have gone skinny dipping.
That's
Might I
too much
ask a
information.
question? May I ask a question? What exactly is the difference between an ocean, a lake, a river, and whatever else those names that you've called? Aren't they all just large pools of water?
To help me. So yes and no. The ocean goes over the entire planet. Rivers go between different like bodies of land and are freshwater. They're not salty. Ponds are even smaller. They don't really move.
It's all size.
Yeah.
Size matters when it comes to water.
It does, and so does the ocean of the ocean. I mean, look, anyway, that's beside the
Are
point.
we close to this water? We're close to the lake? Or what
So
did you call
the
it? River?
the town is right up on the river. Y'all are about probably a couple hours from the town at this point. And there's
can I go and dip my
nothing
hand
in
the
between.
water?
The forest is cleared up. You can see for miles in each direction. It's a clear day.
Beautiful.
She mentioned the whole planet. You ain't got nothing to say about that?
I mean, that is a very good point.
Chime, the planet. Is it flat? Is it round? Is it just a marble in the sky?
Nothing matters. Everything is just a construct of whatever the supreme beings claim it is.
Living on the back of a giant space turtle.
Sure.
Favorite.
And the ocean is salty because the supreme ones cry in it every time that
I thought it
Anixia
was
gets
their
pissy.
drool.
Did I get pissy?
Is it drool?
Did I get pissy?
No, she
It
said
just
when
got
you go
saltier.
piss in it.
What? I get pissy? You know, when you
We're
point,
both
three
here.
fingers are pointing back. You know that, right?
Oh, I'm well aware that I'm salty pissy. I'm not the one in, complete, what's the word?
Disarray.
I don't know. I'm not denying it. I'm owning it. It's okay to be pissy. You're allowed.
I usually thought that was a bad thing. Typically, when the customers begin getting pissy, we show them to the door. That's
Yeah, but
usually a
everyone
sign that they've
experiences
had too much to
emotion.
drink.
You're allowed to feel your feelings. It's just a matter of how you take it out on everybody else.
Right.
Pissy is a feeling. I gotcha. Does
Yeah,
not
don't
have
be a
anything
bitch.
to do with the bathroom.
Don't be a Chime.
Yeah, time. Tell him.
What? Who said that?
Well, I
I
never.
had a
He
very
just mutters and like walks
openly,
away.
but a very emotionally mature father. I was very lucky in that way. So if I need to be y'all's therapist, I guess I'm here. For fuck's sake. And I'm gonna start like striding towards the river.
You can't be someone's therapist if you're always walking away.
Sounds like you need to catch up.
You need to stop being a bitch.
Say it with your whole chest, you little bitch. And we keep going towards the river.
I'm going to follow behind.
Velvet's
I'm
gonna
gonna
roll up his
We-
sleeves and just, you know,
When we approach the river, I'm fully dipping my hands and my face into it.
And our river
Or
is bigger than a
or
stream.
just walks straight in, no hesitation, right in the water.
So, Chime, what's your favorite clock to make?
Clothes don't matter. But I guess, I don't know, the ones with bones in them. I like using natural materials because it's sustainable. I guess.
Oh, can you eye
Doesn't matter.
contact?
So
What?
the
You're looking over my shoulder.
a couple of the townsfolk come out while you're
Guys, I'm really good at people.
bathing in
They're
the
about
river.
that child.
Just a couple
really
of them. You can see that they came out of what looks like the general store. Howdy do.
Hi!
I'm just ignoring them and unbraiding my hair and getting my hair all wet.
So you see
Oh.
over their shoulder that they came out of the Baird family store.
Baird family store. How's it? How are you?
like Mrs. Baird's bread.
We are doing well. My name is
Cool.
my name
Oh,
is
wow.
Titzer, and this is my wife Dixie. We are the Baird family.
And Bitsy.
Yes, Titzer and Dixie Baird.
Wait, you say Pitzer or Titzer?
Titzer.
Bitsy?
Like
Pitzer.
titties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bitzer and Bitzer?
Dixie.
Bitzer?
Dixie.
Like a cup.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi there,
Hi.
Blitzen. How's it going?
Oh, wow. Oh, excuse my friend Chime for just 2 seconds. He is going through a lot.
What? I'm okay. I just had a nice nap. That was great.
Oh, we do appreciate a good nap around here.
It's a
Especially
wonderful
in-
town.
Especially indoors.
Apologies. Is this your what is it, lake pond pool? Is this your bath?
The river is for all. That is quite all right. But we do like to know when strangers come into our town. We've had a bit of a problem of late. Not quite so much with strangers as with strange happenings. You see, there was a wedding set to take place, and we are simple folk. We adhere to a many of us in town, not all of us, just many of us in town adhere to not using magic and not taking the easy way in terms of the technological advances. Obviously, the railroad comes through here. There are Leideners and Avalonians that pass through, but we are simple people who live under Paylor, and we like.
So do
to
you
keep
guys,
things
do sacrifices in the lake?
Oh,
Or is that like
no.
a regional thing?
Chime, you just can't ask people that.
Like Morphe begins coughing and spitting out river water. Like sacrifice the lake. What? Does that happen? Does that happen in water?
I came out of the river, by the way, and am now rebraiding my hair because it was a hot mess earlier.
Did I say sorry for Chime?
Oh, you did. It's quite all right. And these are wood elves that came out to greet you. The husband is bearded, has wide brimmed hat, is wearing essentially black overalls, white button down shirt. The wife is wearing a bonnet, an apron, a dress. And you essentially get the a sense that you are in Amish country to a
I was
degree.
about to say that.
Wow.
I'm
also from a small town.
I'm a bee. Get out of the water.
It's a lima bee?
I'm a bee. There are children. They're playing in the water, and
Oh.
they should be over there trimming the bared bushes.
The bared bushes.
Her name's Lima Bean?
I'm a bee.
I heard Lima Bean.
I'm a Beatrice.
I'm a bee. I'm a bee. I'm a bee. I'm a bee. I'm a bee.
You mentioned previously about strange happenings. Far be it from me to pry, but if you are willing to share, would you?
Yeah, she started talking about that wedding. Like what happened?
So as we say, there's a tradition here in this town, not just for the servants of Paylor, but for everyone, that we tend to hold our weddings at night, as a time when we're not toiling during the day. So, but night has been a little bit, for lack of a better term, scary. The wedding that was supposed to take place between B. Payne and Mark Myaz. The Payne and Myaz wedding was supposed to
MJ
was supposed to be taking place here at night.
Fuck can they run?
So I love that you're sharing this with us, but I need to pull my friends into a very, very quick conversation. And I don't mean to be rude, but I need to pull them into it's very quick.
All right.
Okay, guys, come over here. Come over here.
All right.
You're not subtle. I walk over there.
Velvet ruffles his wings so that he's covering as much space as he can.
Okay, so I feel like they're gonna have something to do. They want us to do something. And I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all gave me a lot of crap for wanting to follow that little tug. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying you did, right? So I'm just saying, should we just go? Should we just skip this? Or do we want... Because, like, we could do this.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I
I'm
couldn't.
getting
I
a
couldn't
big
help.
human sacrifice vibe.
I couldn't help but overhear. But perhaps we can help each other. You seem to need to go somewhere. And fast. Am I correct in assuming that?
Do you have a mode of transportation we could use, possibly?
Do you have human steak?
If you can,
Oh my.
if
Do
you
you
can,
I put my hand over Chime's mouth.
if you can find it in yourselves to delay until tonight, and perhaps help us with the problem we've been dealing with, the very strange crow infestation. I'm sure
Wow.
the mayor would be quite pleased and would see to it that you were outfitted. Well, we would see that you were outfitted from the goods from our store, and sent on your way, on horseback, no less.
So why would this take all day exactly?
Oh, because they do not show themselves until the night.
Did you not hear the whole lore drop? They do things at
What time is
nighttime.
it right now? It's
Sorry.
we did
Time.
Sorry.
We
Stressful.
we haven't had a wedding since our daughter, our eldest daughter, Ida Baird, was married to a foxhead, not unlike your friend here.
Hey.
Her name was Taylor Kit, or Tay Kit. Taylor Kit All married Ida Baird. And take it all. Now, that's a good girl. We were quite surprised. They'd both grown up seeming to fancy the menfolk, but when the two lumber working women of the town became best friends and roommates, I suppose they found love splitting wood between them.
Chime wants to roll an insight check.
To mute myself.
Morphe, I would if he was not on the ground rolling.
Friend in need is a friend indeed.
I too enjoy a nice wood splitting, but go on.
What does it mean to split wood?
Don't worry about it.
I'm sure you did it as a lad.
You take an axe and there's a log and
Split it.
Anyway,
I don't think that's what Cordelia means.
Excuse me, I enjoy a good hard day's work. Thank you very much, Anixia. Anyway, these two beautiful women. You were saying?
one now, unfortunately, Ida Baird all is all that is left of the Bairdall wedding. It's our eldest daughter. Poor thing, she's still in mourning. We haven't had a wedding since in this small town. And
Because of the crows.
we would like, and I'm sure Mayor Pound would like, if perhaps we could get this pain in my ass wedding going.
You know, not to be rude or anything, but do you make it a habit of walking up to strangers bathing in your bathtub out here and asking them to uh to uh to help with your bird infestations?
Desperate times call for desperate measures. We are not people of violence, and we can see that you were well armed before we came toward you. So,
Well, you also mentioned that you aren't too partial with the use of magics and things of that nature. Quiet as it's kept,
we
some
ourselves
of us do
may
use
not,
magic.
but we do not judge those who do. And
Now,
You're outsourcing to people that can actually use spells. Got
right.
it.
What methods do y'all have keeping them out right now?
scarecrows have worked for the most part until recently. It was it's just been very strange for a number of months now, and no one goes outside after dark, else they'd be attacked by the crows.
Oh,
There it is. The crow's attack. Okay. I was waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Even there were a couple of households of Lushapan. Some of them don't come. One of them's still here, but they live up mountain a ways. Phineas and Dandy. They call themselves Fine and Dandy. Of the O'Face family. They live up mountain a ways. Near the climax is where the O'Face household is.
Are you really listening to this?
Time.
But they don't.
Do I need to teach you
they
manners?
they don't come down to the town anymore. And the Ostami family, unfortunately, their head of household Cole fell to the crows first.
Okay.
Have you thought about
How
building
long
a
has
giant
this been-
scarecrow?
Sorry, what did you say about the scarecrow?
I was just asking, have you considered building a giant scarecrow?
Oh, we did for a time, but first we ran out of materials, and then when we did get more, the crows attacked it.
I see.
They have not known fear, and they're
How long has
strange
this been
looking.
happening?
Going on a month now, maybe 2.
2 months. Have you all been able to reach out to do you have any neighboring towns that you might be able to get not start reaching out to any
Unfortunately, the nearest town is the capital, Schlitzborgen. But they're over 100 miles away, and beyond that is historic Saphodelphia.
Saphodelphia.
Yes, please. I mean, what?
So you have this problem with these black crows that are hard to handle, and you're looking for a remedy.
That would be a way of putting it, yeah.
So are these like normal crows, or like do they just dive bombing people, or is there something in particular that like makes them worse than usual?
Yeah. You haven't been forgetting to put the word dire in front of them, have you?
Not to my knowledge. They seem to have a bit of an issue. Their brains are exposed.
Oh,
Okay,
and there it is.
there we
There
go.
it is.
All right.
Yeah.
That
That's
explains a
Yeah.
lot.
Got to it. Okay, so they're undead. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'd call them undead. Their brains seem to be exposed in the same way every time. Almost as though the tops of their heads have kind of been cut off neatly.
Give me one moment. One moment.
As if someone has done this purposely to a flock of birds.
Sean, explain. What does this mean?
We're in a construct. How do you not see it? What are you
Oh.
talking about?
The ravens are constructs, yes. Anixia, what do your cards say about this situation?
Oh my god. Okay, 1 second. I'll make it quick.
You know, all birds are fake. They're all
Shut up, Patches!
drones from the government.
Shut up, Patches.
Just read your cards. For fuck's sake.
I gotta find
Yesterday,
Upon hearing, I will say, upon hearing this, that their brains had been cut to be exposed, Eclipse poops a little more into the water.
Yeah, you're right, Eclipse. You're right. Sorry, buddy.
For real though, would Chime like hearing it like know anything about this like surgical procedure or anything?
Roll. Oh God, what do I make this? Roll a medicine check.
You want zombie birds? Because that's how you get zombie birds.
No shit.
Sorry, you cut in and out again.
I rolled an at 20.
Okay, so there is no surgical procedure that Chime would know of. And Chime would know that this was not a natural occurrence, undeath, or otherwise. So something or someone did this. And it's nothing that's something Chime would know, but Chime knows that.
Yeah, guys. That's not fucking normal, and someone probably did that to them.
Did y'all
I
piss
bet on the
anyone
elves
off recently?
at night. That's insane.
Yeah, that's a good question. Y'all piss anybody off by
Like
marrying
anyone
into
take off?
people?
They're mad at you?
Right.
Did anybody get cursed?
Oh, heavens no, we try to help everyone who comes through.
Y'all didn't build all these houses on some burial ground.
No. Did you chase off the fuck it all couple and now they're angry with you?
No. This is, that's not at all anything we would do. We welcome all here.
No.
We don't judge people.
Y'all
We
didn't
try to
have
help
like a
people.
swingers party that went tits up or something?
I'm not quite sure what a swinger is, but
Neither do I.
judging from your tone,
You've never seen a
no.
playground?
Dear God.
You seen any pineapples that are upside down?
I mean,
Oh, I love pie.
you're out in nowhere. You don't do magic. You gotta get some entertainment somewhere.
Oh,
You say they only come out at night, huh?
we play music. We often have celebrations that go late into the evening, but we haven't been able to have those in some time now. Some weeks, possibly months. It's been... Oh, time is getting very hard to judge.
Late in the day?
Don't say that word. You're gonna set them off.
What? Time doesn't matter. Time is a construct.
Right.
Have you noticed if these crows have come from any particular place or direction, or do they seem to appear from all over? We could perhaps pinpoint their daytime nesting grounds. It might be easier to hunt them while they are asleep if they're nocturnal creatures.
They seem to come from all over, but they do seem to have a particular affinity for attacking farmland and any standing on it. The scarecrows, at this point, if we ever put them out, which we never do, seem to anger them.
Anger crows.
Y'all didn't steal this land from anyone, did you?
No one was here when we arrived, no. And it's gone back
You didn't
several
find lots of
generations.
bodies.
Can is it possible for me to roll an insight on them to see how, if I can suss
Yeah.
out if they're being
Go ahead.
perfectly honest? They seem too good to be true.
I would like to help out.
Okay, roll with advantage.
Thank you very much. Much better. 22.
100% honest.
Just kind of a cock an eyebrow. Things seem to be getting stranger and stranger by the day. Huh.
Chime is still like outrageously suspicious of these people. So I think he's just gonna like go like snooping around, like investigating like everything.
The only thing that has happened strange in these past few days is there was a train that did not stop here. It just kind of blew through where most tend to stay a while, and
That was our train. I can
Oh, yeah.
guarantee it.
Probably.
that's
Was it a rather
that's the
short
only thing
train?
that's been off since before the crows.
Yeah, like Akisho said, it was, or excuse me, like Morpheus
Who was
said,
that?
was it a short?
Who the hell is a t-shirt?
Look, I have my imaginary friends. Play off.
Aha. Yeah, the train that sped through and did not stop. Was it a full-length train, or did it seem to only
It
close of a few
it
cars?
was only the front engine and maybe a
Yeah.
couple of cars.
Yeah, we
That would
had
have been the
somebody.
rest of our train.
We had somebody sabotage us on that train and let our cargo, not cargo. Although that kind of fell off too. Anyway, point is, runaway train. There's your explanation.
Right. We can give
Oh,
you
wait,
a
wait.
place to stay.
How long ago? How long ago did it go through here?
About a day and a half.
And these crows, you said just when did the crows start coming?
That's like you said months, right? A month.
About a month and a half. It
Okay.
seemed to happen strangely. The way that the crows came in, it seemed to be just one or two at first. It was little bother. It was odd, but one or two isn't going to hurt anyone. But then more of the crows started to turn in this way. Until it was close to all of them. I'm surprised you didn't encounter any in the surrounding woods coming in. You must have rolled a nat 20 to come into this town.
Oh, they were probably scared off by some of the other creatures of the forest.
Now, could we take a look at any of these scarecrows or farmland y'all been getting attacked on?
Oh, absolutely. The Ostami farm is just right down that road. You take a left. It might take you a half hour to get there and look around.
Got it.
And you can see he's pointing down the main street. There's one street through town. It's like 6 to 10 houses, and that's it.
Wow. This is almost as big as my town.
I wonder how many of these families around here are related in one way or another.
Oh,
Why?
Not
can
just for marriage.
Probably in multiple ways.
I can tell
No
you right
offense.
now that there's hardly a home in this town that's not related to another through some form of blood or marriage at this point. We're a very small community.
Yeah, so still don't know what swingers are. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna head down that way. I don't know about y'all. Go check out what's going on.
Yes, we might as well check out the farmland. I don't know, Velvet. You might be able to sense something.
Well, I'd only be able to shoot off a sense once I sort of. Yes, I'd be able to know if it was hallowed ground
Could come in
or
handy.
desecrated, or you know.
Yeah, but you know it was desecrated.
Right. That's something I could know.
Yeah, I mean, there may not have been anybody here when they arrived, but there may very well have been people here well before that.
Right.
So I guess we head over to the farm.
Yep. I'll
Yep.
head to the farm.
All right. Well, I guess y'all sit tight and we'll be back.
Mhm.
And then start heading
Yeah.
back.
I put my hat back on, but it's full of water.
I think at this point, without access to proper hair utensils, Morphier's hair really does look like a mane.
And so you head down the street. They call after you, and they say, "Well, you need anything? You know, we're just in the Baird family store. Remember, uh, my name's Titzer, and that is my wife Dixie Baird."
All right,
Dixie
we'll
Baird. Tits are bare.
we'll stop
Tits
back
are
by
bare.
if
Dicks
we.
are bare. Got it. Got it. Okay. Finally got there.
So proud of you, Anixia. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Wonder what they sell at that store.
Apparently, with the family.
All sorts.
Certainly not condoms.
Probably limonene.
To be fair, yeah. I feel like I've read something about towns like this before.
Yeah.
What'd you read?
I was interested
Dun, 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 dun.
in who'd they say by someone's grace that something was happening?
Paylor?
Paylor.
Oh yeah, Paylor.
Mhm.
Mm. Ah,
I do a. I don't recognize.
You do a
that. Can I
religion
do a
check.
Yeah.
Jan knows who that is. Just patches.
Oh, I'm actually proficient in religion. Okay, cool. Oh wow, that's a 22.
I mean,
Damn.
Paylor's the Dawn Father. Paylor is generally thought of as, pretty good god.
Okay.
One of the go-tos.
Well, yeah.
He's not like a. Not like
Is-
a god of
wait.
anti-crows or something.
No, more like
I'm-
a sun deity.
Okay.
I'm rather curious about something. As far as I know, at least of those that I've had the opportunity to speak with, most folks don't have not seen, heard, or worshipped the so-called gods, as it were, in quite some time around here. Would that not make these folks even more unique?
Correct.
I think
Yeah. Is Paylor still around? Whoever that may be, are they present? I thought they would have disappeared like everyone else.
Well, I mean, they haven't been spotted in quite a long time, but doesn't mean they can't still be believed in.
Are we
There's
within
some-
earshot of the residents?
No, not anymore.
Oh,
You're headed
right.
towards the farm that you can see that any residents of
Okay.
the town who pass it are still give it odd looks because the Ostomy family is they are gone and they were the first taken by the crows, so
I think that these people are so far removed from everything else that even if the gods did disappear and no one else was worshiping them anymore, they would still be going about it.
I mean, there's still a sun in the daylight, so, and they're farmers. I mean, I grew up on a sort of a farm.
That must have been exciting. I wonder how I grew up.
So you don't know how you grew up.
Oh, no, not at all. My memory, I think my memory picks up probably a little less than a year ago.
Right. Well,
About everything before that, I have the faintest of recollections.
You seem rather well
Do we
adjusted
seem-
for not knowing most of your life.
You
What am I
approach.
supposed to do about it? I listen out if anybody calls my name.
If they
They
call
just
you a
make
different
me
name, you sure your name is Morphier?
You
That's the first name I heard when I woke up and reached out for these here. He kind of pats the orbs on the sides. As far as I know, that name belongs to whoever these belong to.
So you let your balls name you.
Seemed like a good idea at the time. I had no other name to go by.
Just
I
asking.
can't believe you all don't think this is a construct.
Oh, I believe
Well,
it's a construct, Chime.
your large
Don't you
one
worry
seems
about
to
that.
have hit the factory reset on my brain. It did not fully download my programming. Maybe I should take a dip in that bathtub made of drool or is it tears? Which one was it? I could remember.
Whenever
It's
I'm pissy.
jizz. It's jizz. It's salty.
Oh, that's
They
what
get too
makes that one
excited.
different. So
Mhm.
one is made the rivers made of drool, and the lakes are made of tears, and the
Mhm.
salty ocean is
Mhm.
large when jizz.
The splooge. Yep.
Here,
My word.
tropical ones
2
with
sessions.
pineapples on them are pretty sweet.
The things you learn.
That
I
happens
start
more
looking
down south,
around.
though.
I'm starting to look all around the outside of the house for like signs of an upside down pineapple.
Yeah, I'd love to get a sample of the dirt or something if I could.
You find, first of all, the house is not built for you. The house is built for someone the size of Patches.
I see.
I mean,
And
I'm
Shine.
5'2".
Oh, you still have to duck for doorways.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh,
I'm
if
gonna
you're
take my
5'2", I'm
I'm
not
gonna
fit.
take off my heeled
Wait,
boots and set them
I think I'm
aside.
the tallest
Yeah, I'm
here at
5'3".
6'5". Morphe is super tall.
You got me by an inch.
You're 6'4".
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm gonna crouch and kind of shimmy in.
I'm actually gonna, if I could, I'd like to fly above the roof and see if there's anything up there.
Be careful, you don't want to attract them things' attention if they're looking out.
The house is several stories tall.
I'll stay out and keep an eye out, kind of watching Velvet as they survey, just kind of making sure nothing like is headed towards them.
And you wouldn't be able to have seen this from the mountain, but there seems to be something that scraped across the roof. And there are scratch marks all over it. The roof itself being largely covered in bird shit and yeah, it is not in good shape. The roof.
Are there deeper scrapes or anything in a certain section of the
There
roof?
are deeper scrapes across the center of the roof, headed toward the barn.
Got it. Then I fly down and convey this to the group and say, we may be looking for something in the barn.
The barn is about 200 yards away,
Mm-hmm.
across massive field. Used to grow all sorts of food. Now is just a mess of high grass. Probably some of it as tall as even Morphier.
Hmm.
which is unusual, grass growing that tall in a period of a month and a half, especially in land that had already been tilled for other food.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull out a dagger. Pull out one of my daggers that I like never use because I get that close, and like kind of cut off like a swatch of grass and kind of give it a look see. Is it kind of does it seem like it's just normal grass or?
Roll a nature check.
Mm. Yeah, salt. Yeah, nope. I know nothing. I've eaten grass. It's a 3.
It's grass. It does not smell like catnip.
I think this is grass.
If
A
any
large
of you would
sediment in
like
your mouth.
to make a nature check or a perception check.
If I'm
Yeah,
inside the
I'll make
house,
a nature check.
do I get to
I'll
participate
make a
in this
nature
if I'm
check.
indoors?
Can I do 2?
Yeah.
I'll do perception.
Perception's better,
Um,
so let's do that.
If I'm indoors, am I participating in this?
No, if you want to investigate the house, you can.
Okay, I would like to do that. Start ruffling through everything, like
You're alone
opening
in the house,
drawers
right?
and stuff.
No
As
one
far as
else
I
went in the
know.
house?
I was gonna send Eclipse in there in case,
I went
but
to
then
the
we
Okay.
got
bathroom.
sidetracked with the grass.
You know what? I'll have gone in the house because it's my people.
Okay.
I got a 12 perception.
I got a 15 nature check.
Those of you outside who rolled perception in nature, you would notice, even for high grass, the height is stupidly uniform. It is not naturally grown. It looks like you're standing on massive astroturf. Like it is just all flat on top. Like somebody took a buzz cut and just over the top of the grass.
What am I rolling for?
Investigation. Patches, you would do investigation too. Since you're
Initiative.
in the house.
Would be 12.
12.
13.
So you notice that there are various rooms along a main hallway. Some of them appear to have been scratched up. Some of them appear to have some form of viscous fluid and dried blood splattered in places.
Can I tell what the viscous fluid is? Can I go over and like sniff it?
It smells. You know what? Roll a history check.
You're smelling it, Cordelia.
Nat 1.
You have no fucking clue. Okay, it smells faintly sweet. You know the smell of the really gross space cotton candy that you got in elementary school? It smells like that. Like almost artificial.
So it's sickly sweet.
Sickly sweet. And not like it's a naturally occurring sickly sweet. Not here, at least.
Just smell Cordelia. Sniffing stuff.
It smells like candy floss. It's real strange. Doesn't smell right or normal. Almost like when you overboil sugar on the stove and it starts to burn a little bit. That's what it smells like.
And you're in this house barefoot, correct?
I have my socks on, but yeah.
Okay.
What does that
Okay.
mean?
Verifying.
There's a room on your right and a room on your left as you move into this hall. Which one do you go into?
Can I hear anything?
Wind from outside. A little bit of a rickety house that has been ill-maintained going on about a month now and wasn't 100% well built to begin with because it was constructed before our house would have been.
Oh God, 150 years ago. Are the doors locked? Are they open at all?
They're doorways. They're completely open. There are no doors.
You
They're
want to
just
go
the
left
door
and I'll go
frames.
right?
I'm gonna take out one of my hand axes and have it in hand.
Your one hand axe
All
that you have
right.
left.
Sorry, my only hand axe. I have that written.
If it goes
other
out the
one went
window
out
this
the
time, you'll
window.
find it, okay?
Look, Patches, go fuck yourself. And I go into the nearest door.
Right or left?
I guess I'm on the right side of the hallway, so I'll go right.
Okay. You duck into
We'll go
the...
left.
Okay. Cordelia ducks into the right room. Your feet squelch.
Oh God, I hate when you step in something wet in your socks. And I dry heave a little bit.
And it doesn't appear to be the sickly sweet goo that was on the wall.
Is it blood?
You look down. And for a moment you think it may be blood. But then you notice that one, a month and a half of dead people would have been dry by now. And two, it came from a pot on the stove that had fallen a while ago. You're standing in what I could vaguely describe as rotten food yuck.
So it's rotting something.
Rotting something from the stove that spilled onto the floor when they were attacked. And has
But this
not
isn't
been
a.
cleaned up.
Is this in the kitchen or is it a bedroom?
This is in the kitchen.
Okay, I didn't realize the kitchen
the
was.
room on the
okay.
right was the kitchen.
Okay. Can I see anything else in there other than like this gross ass stuff on the floor?
All over the walls, there's still blood spatter. There appear to be scratch marks in a lot of places.
More scratch marks.
There is a dead crow in the center of the room.
Okay.
Do you approach it to investigate it?
Sorry, I'm writing down my notes. Hey guys. Anyone?
What?
Yeah?
Is Anixia nearby?
He's out here with us.
Why?
It's everything is Artemis. What's going on?
There's a dead crow in here.
Oh God!
And he can
Is it?
talk
Oh
to
my
dead
God.
things.
Oh
What's
my
his
god, you're
brain?
right, I can.
What's his brain look like?
Yeah.
It might
Does,
you might want to come in here, but like don't take your shoes off.
does it have a skull?
Why'd you take your shoes off?
I'm not touching
So
it.
you want me to see if there's
And
a
it's
ghost in there?
yeah.
Sure.
But also like you know crows better than I do.
Oh,
Can we
yeah.
even fit in this house? We're like
I'll have
about
to get
3 times the
on my
height
hands and knees.
it was made for.
Is
Well,
there a window maybe we could just
Yeah,
peek
show
in?
me to the window.
is there a window?
There is a window, and it is up higher than other things in the house because while the house was built for people who were shorter and the floor itself is shorter, taller people did have a hand in the construction of the house, and the windows were the one part of the house that may have been built by people who were a little taller.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. All right, I'm coming
Does that
over.
mean the first 2
Do the
floors
windows
don't have
open?
windows?
Are you going to make your way over to the window?
Yeah, I'll go over to the window.
In case
Yeah,
you're wondering,
we'll-
I'm 3'3". Okay, that is how
We'll head
tall my
over to
character
the
is.
window.
I am. Oh wow. We're a team.
And I took my shoes off, Chime, because they're heels. I needed to take the extra 2 inches off in order to get in here safely and comfortably. Not that either of those have actually happened.
Hello,
There's blood
spirits of
all over the
beyond.
place. Oh, God.
I've never tried to summon a ghost before.
Dude.
Never seen a giant fox or a spiritual deer either. It's the first time for everything.
Yeah, well, that's a fact. All right. Okay. So, hello, spirits from beyond.
No response.
You hear anything?
You don't even feel anything. Usually, if you walked into a place that was this, for lack of a better term, fucked up from how badly these people were clearly just
Yeah.
decimated.
Murder of crows, murdering.
There would be an unfinished business ghost going
Oh, no.
around. But not in
Yeah,
here.
that freaks me out more.
It's
Yeah, that kind of freaks me
completely-
out more.
Completely empty. It's like they've been deleted.
Would I be able to use a divine sense in here and sense anything?
You can use it.
Yeah, I'll burn through one. Is
You
there any
said
undead
within how many feet?
60 feet?
Yeah, nothing.
Okay.
Are we gonna investigate the room? Are we gonna investigate the crow?
Yeah. I'm gonna tiptoe in and like take the hand axe and just kind of poke it.
You're in wet socks,
God.
so roll a dexterity check.
Okay.
You're on hardwood. You're on hard tile floor in wet socks.
The worst.
What?
12.
Well,
You slip a little bit on your way there, but you
Oh, fuck.
maintain your footing. You almost fall over on it, and you actually wind up bent over with it right in your face before you can get to it to poke it with the hand axe. And you can see the skull has seemingly been cut. But instead of an exposed brain, it's just empty.
Does it smell?
It smells like dead bird.
smelled enough of gulls on the ocean to know that.
Yeah. So, that exposed brain thing, I don't know where the brain went, but the head is open.
Oh, well, be careful then. It
All right.
may appear dead. It might just be sleeping.
Maybe the brain got up and walked away.
I didn't
I've
sense any.
been
I didn't
around
sense
many
any
a dead
undead in
bird,
the area.
and
Uh,
this thing's dead.
Right.
is this ground? Is this normal ground? Do you feel the heebie-jeebies that you usually talk about?
Are you talking to me?
No, I was talking to Velvet.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
I was implying as if you felt the heebie-jeebies when as you were standing on the ground.
No, I didn't sense any desecrated, fiend, undead, anything like that within at least 60 feet, I think.
No, I
The
usually find myself more comforted when you do sense those things. At least we know what we're dealing.
Right.
Velvet, are you still outside looking at the barn?
Yes. Because I wanted to look at the soil.
The
Except for if you're
soil.
talking to us, you're muted.
The soil is almost too perfect, if that makes sense. Just like the grass. It's too correct. It's undisturbed, which means a lot of nobodies come out here for a while.
So we're dealing with perfect soil with perfect grass cut to a perfect height in the middle of this barn that's been untouched. And
It's in the
shouldn't have
middle of the
grown within
field between the house and the barn.
Okay,
You'd have to go into the barn to investigate the barn.
gotcha.
DM, can you check your messages, please?
Yep.
Thank you. Everything seems a little too perfect, and it's kind of weirding me out.
Like
There's some
perfect
kind
in
of
a weird way.
illusion on this shit,
I'm not
or
getting a sense of death at all.
Yeah, and I didn't
I
get one at
don't
least near the
sense
house.
anything. This is I mean, the fields around here seem normal outside of the exponential rate of growth and uniformity. I
But
can't
there
say I've
are
ever
those
seen
scratches
anything like this.
specifically above the barn.
Scratches,
In the
what scratches?
direction of the barn from the roof, and you can see
Right.
if you trace it with your hand, and the fact that you are kind of a dead shot most of the time, that if you were on the roof, it would go straight into the loft of the barn.
The loft, okay.
Hmm.
It's at the exact
Um,
right height, and the
would
loft is open.
would you all accompany me to the barn real quick? I want to check something out.
happily,
No
and then
problem.
I scoot out of there as soon as possible.
Oh, wait, did we check out that,
Squelch,
that last
squelch,
room?
squelch, squelch.
You
Yeah,
are
check
welcome to
before you
look
get
at
a
it, but I
room.
cannot do this anymore. This is freaking me out.
All right, let's do the barn first.
Alright.
China's gonna use Mage Hand to like reach in through the kitchen window and get the crow, and then take it and put it in his bag.
Okay, you do it.
No.
I guess
I better not smell. I swear to God.
I fly out to the loft and just try and enter through there.
Inside the loft, you continue to see scraping. And that scraping leads down to the next level on the ground.
Okay.
Are the rest of you now
all in the barn?
Yeah, I followed.
Picking up the other room in the
Down-
house.
Down in the
We leave
barn,
Patches in the house alone.
on the floor, small scraped, just a little bit. Just a small stone. But it looks like it broke up between how it came in off the top of the house, off the top of the barn, and it made a good 2-foot indentation inside of the barn.
Oh.
You get the sense what you're looking at is some sort of meteor.
Meteor?
And you can see marks like slithering away from the meteor to all sides of the barn.
Oh, we've got out of character.
And you
So-
Brain slugs.
and you hear the faint chittering of rats all around you. And that's where we're gonna wrap for tonight.
No. No, DM. No.
Rats.
I'm in the
Quick
house
question.
over
I'm gonna be
600 feet away with my little feet.
I'm gonna be so excited if Chime was right all along.
Before I forget
Patches.
for next week, because I wanted to ask right before you wrapped, a meteor, is this something that I would recognize or like feel familiar with as an astral elf?
Given that you landed as a baby, you wouldn't have that expertise from being an astral elf. Given that you've been at sea and you've heard stories after stories after stories of all sorts of things, things falling from the sky, things rising from the deep, things, you would know what a meteor was.
Right, but I meant like the pull, like is there a feel to it? Something that kind of reaches out as being like
As-
finding like.
As something that's from, say, the astral plane.
Yeah.
That's for you to find out next week when you investigate
We're
it.
done.
Nice try.
Hey, I was gonna ask before you wrapped.
I guess you'll find out next week.
And so will you, audience, when we come back to the steampunk age.
I forgot there was an audience. Hi, audience.
Bye.
And we will see you next week.
My pocketbook is empty and my heart is full of pain. I'm 1,000 miles away from home, just waiting for a train.